Thursday, December 11th. Today on Your Morning Atlantic, Nova Scotia Power will hold a public meeting later today to answer ratepayers' questions about how the company has estimated power bills. Your top news headlines just ahead.
And giving the gift of life. Canadian Blood Services is looking for blood and plasma donors over the busy holiday season. We'll find out why it's especially important this time of year.
Plus, award-winning chocolate, Crystal heads to Rousseau Chocolatier to check out their holiday collection. All that and so much more just ahead on the Thursday edition of Your Morning Atlantic.
Well, good morning. It is Thursday, December 11th. So glad you can join us. Just cresting upon 6:01. Oh my gosh, what a fun show we have planned today. Later in the show, 8 o'clock hour, we're going to Rousseau Chocolatier. I actually got to go. It was like, if you've ever seen the movie Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Willy Wonka, it's exactly that. Like a river of chocolate. Well, it's actually in a vat, but pouring down. And oh my gosh, I got to make these delicious chocolate nutcrackers.
You got to make them?
I got to help.
Divine.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's amazing. And they're award-winning. We're going to try their award-winning chocolates later on the show. They gave me a couple samples for us to all try together.
And
right?
A treat.
What? A little holiday treat.
Little holiday treat. And Crystal, like Mike TV, got transferred into the TV because she's on your screens this morning.
Oh my gosh. Woo! It's all coming together. How was your day off?
Oh my gosh. It was lovely. Thank you to Suzette. I just taken a couple Wednesdays off just to either do nothing or get some holiday stuff done. And I took their advice and I watched The Holiday from, it was like 2006 it was released.
Yeah, I can't believe you hadn't watched it, but I'm so glad you did.
I never, it was wonderful. It was so nice. The music was beautiful and I was texting them updates. Like, I don't like this Jasper guy. Jude Law is great.
That was our Move Morning Chat yesterday, holiday movies. Whole different chat coming later. Weather important. It's been quite an eventful week in the weather world.
Absolutely. So we had 2 low-pressure systems make its way over. Today it's actually not a bad start to the day, although wet. We are going to see mild temperatures early this morning, so a nice change from the cold weather we've been having, so enjoy it today. But we are still seeing rain and snow track across the region, so keep that in mind when you are heading out early this morning. 0 starting off your day in Fredericton with 5 degrees in Charlottetown and Sydney. 8 degrees in Halifax, much colder in Labrador City with minus 30 degrees this morning, and 2 degrees into St. John's, Newfoundland. We do have a snowfall warning in effect for parts of central and northwestern New Brunswick. The freezing rain warning has now ended for New Brunswick, and we also have a snow squall watch in effect for parts of Nova Scotia until Friday afternoon. Here's a look at that current system we're dealing with. Still brings a messy mix across the region, but much lighter than we saw even into the overnight hours. But keep this in mind when you are heading out. We're still seeing snow and rain for parts of Atlantic Canada today. Here's a look at the current wind across the region. This morning out of the west and northwest, 20 kilometers per hour in North Cape and Moncton, 22 into St. John, New Brunswick, 31 in Lunenburg, 22 in Halifax. Wind gusts of up to 50 kilometers per hour in Grand Etang with 48 in Charlottetown, 39 into Halifax and Yarmouth, 33 in Shelburne. We'll have a look at your long-range forecast just ahead, but first a look at your local news with Amanda.
Thank you, Latavia. Nova Scotia Power will hold a public meeting later today to answer ratepayers' questions about how the company has estimated power bills since a cybersecurity breach shut down automated meter readings in the spring. Nova Scotia Power has faced intense criticism from customers who say their estimated bills have been unfairly inflated. The privately owned utility says the first in a series of public sessions will be held this afternoon in Yarmouth at the Fire Hall on Pleasant Street. The company's Director of Customer Care is expected to speak to the media before the session begins at 1:30 p.m. Police in Newfoundland and Labrador say 2 suspicious deaths in St. John's are being investigated as homicides. Police say 2 men aged 38 and 53 were found dead inside an Aldershot Street home on December 1st. No arrests have been made, though investigators say there is nothing suggesting the attacks were random. The Office of the Chief Medical Examiner has not yet determined how they died. A Nova Scotia First Nation says it has banned the province's premier and two of his senior ministers from banned lands. The Sabaganakati First Nation says Premier Tim Houston, Attorney General Scott Armstrong, and Leah Martin, the minister responsible for leading negotiations on Aboriginal and treaty rights, aren't welcome. The tensions stem from calls the province made to police for stricter enforcement of the cannabis laws and illegal cannabis dispensaries they say are operating both on and off reserve land.
Have somebody banned from our community with an or else statement is kind of bizarre for me in Canada, but I'm not focused on that. I'm focused on keeping Nova Scotians safe and doing what's right for Nova Scotians.
We've heard from all over the province the frustration around this. First Nations leadership was not notified, and it's a trend with the government. This is another situation where they did not consult.
Sabaganakati Chief Michelle Glasgow hasn't responded to multiple media requests, but in a statement posted to social media, labeled the politicians as undesirables and warned of a $50,000 fine if they entered, saying they don't have our best interest at heart. A child has been killed in an ATV crash in Digby County. Police say the off-road vehicle rolled over in a private lot Tuesday afternoon in Mount Pleasant. The child was rushed to hospital and later died. The driver of the ATV was not hurt. The child's age has not been released. Despite a challenge from neighbors, work continues on a property in Fredericton that will house transitional housing units. Similar units are already in place in St. John, but the Fredericton project has been more contentious. Neighbors have said they weren't consulted about the work and they filed legal action to stop it. That was denied last week. The housing minister admits things could have been done better.
We didn't do enough in Forest Hills, and we're going to make sure that we take from that.
All these projects, there tends to be some folks who are in favor of it and some folks who are opposed to it, and that, remains the case.
The Forest Hills site will have sleeping units for 27 people. It is expected to be ready to go in early January. The New Brunswick government is being accused of playing a numbers game with healthcare. At issue is the number of people waiting for a primary care provider and the collaborative care clinics that are supposed to help.
Is the 14,000 number the number of people who have already come off the wait list as they claimed, or is it a number that is expected to come off as they said in their press release from yesterday? Data and facts matter.
We're seeing people come off that list. The 14,000 people that we associated with these clinics are being signed up today, tomorrow, the next week, the next month.
Opposition leaders say the 11 newly announced clinics are not all open and operating yet. They say the facility unveiled in St. John Tuesday was an expansion of an existing clinic rather than a new space. The province wasn't able to clarify the number for CTV News yesterday. Finally, Canada's smallest province is joining others in liquidating its supply of American liquor. Following Nova Scotia's lead, the Island Liquor Commission is restocking its supply of wine, bourbon, and other booze from the United States. It will be sold off with profits going to food banks across PEI. The government predicts that could amount to $600,000, and that sell-off will begin today. So if you're on the island, if there's something you were looking for, there you go for when they open. We know there was quite a demand in Nova Scotia.
Yes.
When some American liquor was put back on shelves with people stocking up.
Yep, and Feed Nova Scotia will be getting that money from the Nova Scotia sales, and they were saying they really do need it. The demand is higher than ever. All right, let's move our attention over to something we don't enjoy talking about very much, and if you're eating, maybe look away. Rats. Do you think Halifax has the most rats in Canada as far as the city goes?
It's got to be high up there.
Well, you might be surprised. Here are the results. Okay, well, here are some rats. Not by a long shot, actually. The honor of the rattiest city in the country goes to Toronto, followed closely by Vancouver. The only Atlantic city to crack the top 10, Moncton at number 10. And Halifax, number 19, St. John's 22, Dartmouth 24, out of the 25 cities they listed. So we're actually at the bottom of the list. We are the least ratty. The lists are compiled by pest control company Orc in Canada. The rankings are based on the number of calls the company received to treat issues with rodents, including both rats and mice in homes and businesses.
Okay, this kind of makes sense that the biggest cities in the country would have more rats. But we see a lot around here.
We do. We do. I saw one this morning on my way to work running across the street.
I literally see them daily now.
Which,
I'm like, oh.
And I can see Toronto and Vancouver, but like Moncton's not a really humongous city. Certainly not compared with Toronto and Vancouver, and yet they're in the top 10. So interesting.
Interesting. I know we've certainly done plenty of reports in the past of rodent problems in Moncton, but Moncton's a beautiful city.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
certainly not, no shade on Moncton,
no,
absolutely not. Gosh, we'll hopefully use the live eye later. We see the gorgeous waterfront, the tide coming in and out.
I'm like,
Anywho, that's the rat facts on this Thursday.
break it down.
Breaking it down for you.
Thank you to all our pest control people.
Yes.
Okay, coming up, I'll have your first look at your national and international news headlines on this Thursday morning. And Latavia, too, will have a look at the forecast. Oh, the oval on the Halifax Common is shaping up to look quite nice. But do we have skating weather? Not so much. The forecast is coming up.
Good morning and happy Thursday. Time now is 6:13. We're taking a live look at Charlottetown. Pretty warm start to the day, 5 degrees early this morning, but make sure to be prepared for a wet day ahead. As of right now, we are seeing showers in your area and will continue throughout the day. Weather is brought to you by ALC.ca and a much warmer start to the day for the region. As of right now, it is 0 in Fredericton, 5 degrees in Sydney with 8 in Halifax and Yarmouth, minus 29 Labrador City, so much colder over there, and 2 degrees into St. John's, Newfoundland. We do still have a snowfall warning in effect for later this morning. Parts of central and northwestern New Brunswick still could see around 15 to 20 centimeters of snow accumulation, as well as a snow squall watch in effect for parts of Nova Scotia. Into this evening and Friday afternoon, we could see up to 10 centimeters within those snow squalls and wind gusts of up to 70 kilometers per hour. So here's a look at our forecast timeline. Still dealing with a wintry mix across the region. Snow for the northern region of New Brunswick. Also going to see some snow activity for parts of Newfoundland and Labrador. And then we do have this wet weather, so this band right here, that risk of freezing rain early in the morning and periods of showers and or rain moving in across parts of the Maritime region. Into the afternoon, we'll start to see a bit of clearing from that precipitation, but still going to make its way over as we enter into this evening, looking at a chance of flurries spreading across parts of all 3 maritime provinces, still dealing with a bit of shower activity for parts of Cape Breton Island and parts of Newfoundland, taking us into early Friday morning. Temperatures are going to cool back down, so it's going to be a cold end to the work week. If you're wondering about precipitation totals, going to remain quite light for much of the Maritime region, only seeing around 2 to 5 millimeters, and then picking up for Cape Breton Island, parts of eastern Nova Scotia, the heaviest being into Sydney, 10 to 20 millimeters expected, and also seeing around 2 to 20 for parts of Newfoundland. Then for our snowfall outlook, only seeing around 1 to 5 centimeters for parts of Nova Scotia and New Brunswick, the heaviest being into the northern region, could see up to 10 centimeters. And then for Newfoundland and Labrador, also around 1 to 5 centimeters for St. Anthony and Newfoundland, and looking at around 1 to 15 centimeters of snow accumulation for Happy Valley Goose Bay. Over to our forecast today for New Brunswick, looking at rain and/or snow across the province today. Pretty light wind out of the southwest, 20 kilometers per hour, and daytime highs will range from -4 to 6 degrees for Grand Manan and St. John. And then Prince Edward Island looking at highs between 5 to 8 degrees. Rain throughout your day, transitions over to flurries into the evening. Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, same thing. We're looking at rain throughout your day and then transitions over to a wintry mix into the evening hours. For the rest of Nova Scotia, showers throughout your day today. Could see a bit of sunny breaks as well for the southwestern region of the province. And then showers and or flurries return into the evening. And then for Newfoundland and Labrador, a cloudy day ahead for Labrador City, a high of -13 degrees. Snow arrives into the evening. A high of 9 degrees into St. John's, Newfoundland. Rain expected throughout your day today. So into tonight, temperatures cooling right back down. And then into Friday, we are going to see much of the same. A cold day ahead, factor in that wind chill feeling even colder. And flurries move in across Atlantic Canada. And then into Friday night, we start to see that flurry activity clear out, taking us into Saturday. A sunny day ahead, but quite cold as well. That's a look at your weather forecast. We'll throw things over to Amanda for your national and international news headlines.
Thank you, Latavia. The governor of the central bank announced that Canada's economy is resilient overall, which is why the Bank of Canada has decided to keep its key interest rate at 2.25%. This may come as a surprise to many Canadians who are feeling squeezed financially. CTV's Annie Bergeron-Oliver has more.
The malls may be busy, but this year many Canadians are focused less on presents and more on presents.
Me and all my friends make gifts for each other, and I feel like that makes it so much more lasting, and it's not like a cost worry thing in the holidays.
This holiday season, economic anxiety is high. According to a new Nanos report, 42% of people rank grocery prices as their top financial concern. 17% say their biggest concern is personal debt. 16% housing costs, 8% job security, and just 8% say they have no financial concerns.
You roll all that stuff up, and it's interesting, just paying for the groceries being the top concern that people think that they're going to have when it comes to 2026. So it's pretty basic.
The financial stress being tied to uncertainty around tariffs and the high cost of living.
If it was me, we'd be vegetarian, but I have good Canadian hockey players. They like their meat, milk, and cereal.
And for those wishing for prices to come down, the Bank of Canada says that would actually be bad news.
If we were to try to push the whole price level down, that would cause a severe recession in Canada. Nobody wants that.
So what can Canadians do to help their financial future? Experts say try tracking where money is coming in and going out.
Some lifestyles aren't sustainable anymore. The things have just gotten really expensive. So what you want to do with those big purchases, I think, is either avoid them or delay them or partition them. And maybe that's the best way to go.
Inflation is expected to hold steady, with the Bank of Canada projecting it will hover around 2% next year.
CTV's Annie Bergeron-Oliver reporting in Ottawa. With less than 2 months to go until the Winter Olympics, the hockey arena in Milan isn't ready yet, prompting concerns about players' safety from the NHL.
And the fact that the building at this point still isn't completed is, as I said, and I won't use any other adjectives, is disappointing.
The rink is expected to be completed in January, and the size of the ice surface will also be slightly shorter than NHL specifications. NHL players are expected to return to the games after a decade-long absence. But if the ice isn't safe, the league says they won't be going. A day after Canada's top diplomat in Washington announced her departure, America's top trade negotiator has hinted at splintering the Canada-U.S.-Mexico trade pact. CTV's Mike LeCouture explains.
We're all in her debt, and I just want to thank her again for her contribution.
High praise from the Prime Minister as Kirsten Hillman announced she will be stepping down as ambassador in D.C.
It's time, I think, for me to start a new chapter.
She leaves as talks around sectoral tariffs like steel and aluminum remain stalled. Today, the U.S. Trade Representative suggested the trilateral trade agreement, CUSMA, may not be the way forward.
Our economic relationship with Canada is very, very different than our economic relationship with Mexico. My sense going forward is we're already talking to them separately.
Sure.
I have not had a meeting this year where I sat with Canada and Mexico in a room and we sat together and talked about USMCA.
I don't know that it's necessarily a bad thing. I think CUSMA is a better thing.
Arlene Dickinson is part of the Prime Minister's Council on Canada-U.S. Relations. She says industry is anxious for the trade war to end. While praising Hillman's work, she believes the next ambassador needs that similar strength.
You need somebody who has the ability to get into a heated discussion, into a room, and bring the temperature down, but also, get our point across.
Are you considering Mark Wiseman as a replacement?
Sources tell CTV News Mark Wiseman will likely be named the next Canadian ambassador to the U.S. He's held a number of senior roles at asset management firms and was the chair of the Century Initiative.
Whose stated mission is to triple the population of Canada to 100 million people, a policy that is designed to profit multinational corporations by driving wages down and housing costs up.
The policy that the member across refers to has never been and will never be the policy of the Government of Canada.
With Hillman's departure set for the new year, the Prime Minister says her successor will be named in the coming weeks.
CTV's Mike LeCouture reporting in Ottawa. Finally, there has been a major historic discovery in England. Archaeologists say they have proof that humans built and controlled fires 350,000 years earlier than previously thought. Shattered flint axes and 2 pieces of stone were found at a site and most likely used by Neanderthals. Wow. Okay, a quick break here. When we return, we'll have your must-see moment from our colleagues at TSN, Your Morning Atlantic. We'll be right back. Please stay with us.
Move Mornings with Aaron and Peter. Weekday mornings on Move 100. The most fun in the morning. And home of the $1,000 minute. Only on Move 100 Halifax.
All right, it's time to check in with our friends at TSN Sports Center for today's must-see moment.
Hey there, Lindsay Hamilton inside the Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Wednesday. We are taking a trip to Utah for this one. It is the Panthers and Mammoth. Nick Schmaltz leads the 2-on-1, finds Clayton Keller, robbed by the glove of Sergei Bobrovsky. Keller eyeing the open net, but Bobrovsky finds a way to get in front of the shot and makes an incredible save. That right there, definitely worthy of your must-see moment. Meanwhile, tonight on TSN, we're kicking off Week 15 in the NFL. You got an NFC South battle between the Falcons and Bucks. Coverage beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. That's all for now from the Sports Center newsroom. Have a tremendous Thursday.
This TSN must-see moment brought to you by J.R. Rahe's Furniture and Appliances.
And now we're going to head over to your business headlines from our colleagues at BNN.
The governor for the Bank of Canada says the rate is where it needs to be to keep inflation in check. Tiff Macklem had hinted the rate would stay the same in October. And with growth in the economy and positive employment data, the bank decided not to move. But the governor did point to Canada working through a structural adjustment, which he is keeping a close eye on. Across the border, the U.S. Federal Reserve did cut the key lending rate by 25 points, taking the rate to 3.5 to 3.75%. The central bank says the outlook for inflation and employment haven't changed much since its last announcement in October. The greater concern has been weakness in the U.S. labor market. Shares in Oracle started to sink after the company reported earnings after the end of the trading day. It missed on some key metrics as it deals with rising debt to fund a push into AI data centers. Investors want to see revenue generated from the spending. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar is up to 72.49. West Texas Intermediate crude is up to 58.79. Western Canadian Select is down to 44.53. And the TSX gained 246 points today for another record close. Those are your business headlines. I'm Marilla Fernandez.
For New Brunswick today, we're looking at snow and or rain with a high of 1. Cooling down tonight, -10, and that carries into Friday, a high of -5. We do have scattered flurries and also a bit of sunshine into the afternoon. Saturday, we're looking at a mix of sun and cloud with evening snow returning. Nova Scotia will be dealing with some wet weather as well today. A chance of showers transitions over to flurries and or showers into the evening, a high of 8. -4 degrees on Friday with a mix of sun and cloud, also seeing isolated flurries across the province. And then on Saturday, sunshine returns, increasing cloudiness before evening flurries. Prince Edward Island seeing a high of 8 degrees today. Rain transitions over to evening flurries, a mix of sun and cloud on Friday with scattered flurries across the island. And into Saturday, -2 with a mix of sun and cloud. Flurries return into the evening.
Just ahead on this Thursday, the Move Morning Chat. We're throwing it back to our childhoods once again, and this time we're looking at the toys that other people had. We'll explain in about 15 minutes on Your Morning Atlantic.
Good morning, Atlantic Canada at 6:31 on your Thursday morning, December 11th. There are some school closures and a few delays in New Brunswick this morning. I'll have those details coming up shortly in the news. So yeah, another school day, snow day for some school students in New Brunswick. Last night, my son had his winter holiday concert.
How was that?
It was really fun. You love to see your child shine on stage, but it's also really fun to watch just like the other grades do it as well and have their performances. Well, it's kind of funny because a couple of kids were having some fun and shouted to their friends, 6-7.
No.
And then a few on stage went, 6-7, yeah. But I mean, it wasn't disrupting a performance or anything. It was during the point when they're shuffling the kids off the stage and bringing the new ones. It was it was cheeky. I thought it was funny.
That's hilarious. That is hilarious.
Yeah.
Well, I love that.
It was really
get those moments back. Those moments are coming for you in the future, Latavia.
I know. I can't wait to see my boys, like their personality and the differences. They're already very different, but it'll be cute to see like who's shy, who's not.
Yeah.
I already kind of know, but we'll see.
We'll see. We'll see.
Change.
Oh my gosh, what a beautiful shot this morning.
Oh, that is beautiful. All right, as you can see here, this is a live look at Halls Harbor. It's actually a warm start to the day for much of the maritime region, stretching into parts of Newfoundland. So enjoy it while it lasts, because we are going to see temperatures cool down, especially into the overnight hours tonight. As of right now, it is 0 heading outdoors in Fredericton, 5 degrees in Moncton, as well as into Charlottetown and Sydney. Early this morning, 8 degrees in Halifax, 2 degrees into St. John's, Newfoundland. A snowfall warning in effect for parts of central and northwestern New Brunswick. This is until later this morning. We could see around 15 to 20 centimeters of accumulation. A snow squall watch also in effect for parts of Nova Scotia. Here's a look at the current system we're dealing with. We are going to see mixed precipitation yet again across the region. A chance of showers for some and then snow and or rain for others. It will become a bit lighter as we enter into the afternoon. And a pretty light wind for parts of the region, but picking up for others, as you can see here for the Maritimes. As of right now, 44 kilometers per hour in Grand Etang, 33 in Canso, with 31 in Charlottetown, 28 in Halifax. Wind gusts of up to 69 kilometers per hour in Grand Etang, 48 in Charlottetown, with 43 in Halifax and Canso. We'll take another look at your long-range forecast just ahead, but first a look at your local news with Amanda.
Thank you so much, Latavia. And the weather impacting some schools in New Brunswick today. This is a look at the snowfall in Fredericton last night. All Anglophone West and North schools, as well as all Francophone South, Northeast, and Northwest schools are closed today due to weather and road conditions. Meantime, Anglophone East schools have buses running on a 1-hour delay, but schools still starting on time. Nova Scotia Power will hold a public meeting later today to answer ratepayers' questions about how the company has estimated power bills since a cybersecurity breach shut down automated meter readings in the spring. Nova Scotia Power has faced intense criticism from customers who say their estimated bills have been unfairly inflated. The privately owned utility says the first in a series of public sessions will be held this afternoon in Yarmouth at the Fire Hall on Pleasant Street. The company's director of customer care is expected to speak to the media before the session begins at 1:30 p.m. Canada's smallest province is joining others in liquidating its supply of American liquor. Following Nova Scotia's lead, the Island Liquor Commission is restocking its supply of wine, bourbon, and other booze from the States. It will be sold off, with profits going to food banks across PEI. The government predicts that could amount to $600,000. That sell-off begins today. The family of a longtime New Brunswick politician is speaking out about his experience at St. John Regional Hospital while waiting for a nursing home bed.
Patients are left in soiled diapers, as I'm sure you've been told by other families, because they did not have sufficient staff to take him to the washroom. We were told that he would have to be left like that for hours on end, which was incredibly demoralizing.
The granddaughter of longtime MLA Sheldon Lee says he suffered a stroke 2 days after Christmas last year, leaving his right side mostly paralyzed. It was determined he could not safely return home and had to wait in the St. John Regional for a nursing home bed. He was transferred to the alternate level of care unit, where the family says there were serious breakdowns in communication and poor policies. He was there for 7 months before he was moved to a nursing home, where he spent just over a month before he died in October. The health minister acknowledged it is a matter of staffing. The province of Nova Scotia is getting directly involved in the growing battle over traffic and bike lanes in Halifax. The government has issued a tender to hire someone to study the issue, including the Windsor Street Exchange, slated for a major and expensive overhaul. The minister is convinced improvement is very possible.
I think it's very realistic when we look at our ability to model the traffic flows. We can do what-if scenarios. We can change signals. We can change configuration of roads.
The Premier's attack and the Mayor's attack on the bike lanes when it came around the Moore Street really heightened the division when it comes to bike lanes. You know, to say that the congestion we're seeing in our city is caused by bike lanes isn't true.
Councillors are struggling to find cuts to head off a proposed double-digit tax rate hike. The province says the study period will be capped at 2 years. A vintage clothing store in downtown Halifax was the target of an unusual theft this week. A Monday security video shows a woman walking into the vintage mansion. The suspect walks upstairs and proceeds to put on as many items as she can and then walks out. Once she looks into one of the security cameras and sticks out her tongue.
So far, what we've tallied is about $3,000 in merchandise, but we're still waiting on some of our other vendors to get back to us on their prices.
The business rents out space to a number of local vendors to sell their merchandise on consignment. David Gillis says a report has been filed with police. Finally, an original Picasso painting worth over $1.6 million is being raffled off for charity.
It reminds me of my grandfather's generosity for his family, for his friends, but also for big causes, and especially during the Civil War in Spain or the Second World War.
Pablo Picasso's grandson is helping with the raffle. The portrait of a woman was painted in 1941. Up to 120,000 tickets will be sold online at €100 each, and the winner will be announced in April. And the proceeds from the ticket sales are being donated to Alzheimer's research.
Great cause. I like the painting.
It is cool.
Yeah, I think it's super cool. Okay, this is just a bit of dramatic video, and I can tell you up front, nobody was hurt badly anyway, but it's surprising. A dramatic plane crash caught on camera in Florida. Check it out. So the dash cam video shows a small twin-engine plane attempting a crash landing before hitting the car.
Oh my gosh.
Traveling. Yeah, and what turns out that nobody was seriously hurt. Authorities say the driver of the car and the passenger were just able to walk away after being checked at a nearby hospital, and even the pilot had just minor injuries.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my
wild.
gosh.
Yeah, caught on camera.
Glad everyone's all right.
Yeah, I know, but it's a miracle. Truly is a miracle.
Oh, yeah, almost glad caught on camera too to say this happened.
This happened.
Exactly,
and
right?
a busy highway and no other cars are involved. I mean, gosh. Anyway.
Wow.
Caught on camera, yeah.
Wow. All right, still ahead. We're going to have your entertainment headlines on this Thursday morning. But coming up next, it is the Move Morning Chat. Today, we want to know about the toys your friends had that made you think they were rich. We want you to think about that and join us for the conversation right after this.
Good morning and welcome back. The time now is 6:43. We're taking a live look at George Street over in St. John's, Newfoundland. 2 degrees starting off your day. We are expecting some showers throughout your day as well. Keep that in mind when you are heading out. Rain into the afternoon. We are going to see mixed precipitation for much of the region today. As of right now, though, a warm start to the day for much of Atlantic Canada. 0 over in Fredericton, 5 degrees early this morning in Charlottetown and in Sydney, 7 degrees in Yarmouth with 8 in Halifax. Much colder in Labrador City with minus 29 degrees, minus 18 in Happy Valley Goose Bay, 1 degree in Gander, and 2 degrees, as I mentioned, in St. John's. We do still have a snowfall warning in effect for parts of New Brunswick. Most of that snowfall warning has ended already, but we still could see 15 to 20 centimeters within that snowfall today. A snow squall watch also in effect for parts of Nova Scotia this evening until Friday afternoon. Could see up to 10 centimeters within snow squalls if they develop. Over to our forecast timeline, you can see here, we're looking at snow for northern New Brunswick and then this band of a risk of freezing rain across parts of Atlantic Canada. And then we have showers and or rain moving in for parts of the region as well. Into the afternoon, we will start to see precipitation clear out for parts of Nova Scotia and seeing much of that mixed precipitation clearing out of New Brunswick as well. But then into the evening hours, we do have a chance of flurries returning for parts of all 3 maritime provinces, a bit of a wet snow for parts of Prince Edward Island and parts of northern Nova Scotia. If you're wondering about precipitation totals, we're going to take a look at them. It's going to be quite light for New Brunswick, only seeing around 2 to 5 millimeters. Same thing goes for parts of Prince Edward Island and much of Nova Scotia, but we could see 5 to 20 for parts of eastern Nova Scotia and into Cape Breton Island. Also seeing some totals increase for parts of Newfoundland. 10 to 20 is the heaviest. Over to our snowfall outlook, only seeing around 1 to 5 centimeters for parts of New Brunswick and Nova Scotia, the heaviest being into the northern region at around 5 to 10 centimeters. And for Newfoundland and Labrador, 1 to 5 centimeters for St. Anthony, 1 to 15 for parts of Labrador. Over to our forecast today, we are going to see rain and or snow across New Brunswick today. Pretty light wind out of the southwest, only 20 kilometers per hour. Daytime highs ranging from -4 to 6 degrees in St. John and Grand Manan. For Prince Edward Island, highs between 5 to 8 degrees. We are going to see rain throughout your day, transitions over to flurries into the evening. And for Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, daytime highs between 6 to 9 degrees. Rain throughout the day, into the evening, mixed precipitation expected. For the rest of Nova Scotia, same thing applies. Showers today, and a chance of showers at least. And then into the evening, snow, flurries and horse showers, basically the same thing as snow. And then for Newfoundland and Labrador, a high of -13 degrees for Labrador City. We are going to see cloudy skies today, and then snow arrives into the evening. 9 degrees for St. John's, Newfoundland, and looking at rain throughout your day. For tonight's forecast, much colder night ahead. Yet again, we're getting that cold air moving through the region, carrying into early Friday morning. It's going to be a cold day ahead for much of the region as we end off the work week. Flurries across parts of Atlantic Canada, and then into Friday night, we start to see those flurries clear out of much of the maritime region, still holding on to flurry activity in Cape Breton and Newfoundland and Labrador. Saturday's forecast, another cold day ahead. We are going to see sunshine return in our forecast, but we do have a chance of flurries and or showers returning into the evening on Saturday. That's a look at your weather forecast. We'll throw things over to the Move Morning Chat.
Time now for the Move Morning Chat, a special live in-studio version. Hello, Aaron and Peter.
Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
So great to have you here. My favorite part of the Move Morning Chat is when we talk about why we're talking about the topic we're talking about.
Yeah.
So today's topic is, what toy did your friend get that made you think they were rich? Where did this come from?
Okay, so I was in a very big box store last night, okay? And I saw something that reminded me of this kid that I know was rich. In fact, I know he was rich. So walking down the aisle of this very big box store, and there was a pinball machine. A Star Wars pinball machine.
Oh, wow.
Turns out there's a $7,000 price tag on this pinball, but it's the real thing, okay?
Wow.
And right next to that, there is a Pac-Man arcade game that you can have for your own home. Well, this kid had a pinball machine, a jukebox, a in-ground swimming pool, and a tennis court. And this is in small town, basically rural Nova Scotia.
Wow.
You have all those things, you know that this is somebody rich.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah, they're rich.
It's clearly rich. But at other times, there were other things that other kids had that was clearly, this kid must be rich because they've got blank.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's
Okay, what about you, Aaron?
Started.
Honestly, I always just think of growing up and seeing kids in those motorized Jeeps. Like for young kids where you can jump in and you can ride, you can have your own vehicle.
Yeah.
It's all I ever wanted in my life. I never got it, but when I saw kids that had those, I was like, dang.
Oh, yeah.
You guys are rich.
They're rich.
They got their own car.
Hilariously, Peter, that's the same for me. I had a friend who really was rich. They were from the city, and then they moved out to the country to have the country experience. And they moved into this big Tudor mansion. And when she moved to my school, I didn't know she was rich. I just went over like, we want to be friends kind of thing. Anyway, went to her basement, and for Christmas that year, they got the real jukebox.
Wow.
Like, you'd go over there, you didn't have to pay, but you could like pick the song, and like the little thing would come up and then play. It was...
I love the sound effects.
Amazing. They also had a sauna in their basement, too. With like kind of scandalous, tasteful nude wallpaper.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, no. Yeah, exactly. What about you?
You know what? I was really thinking about this, and I think when we were younger, also the cars.
Yeah.
Agreeing with Aaron.
Yeah.
I know, I think, wow, those Jeeps or whatever.
It's a big deal.
Impressive. But also the ghetto blasters in the 90s. If a friend got that, and depending how many CDs it could hold.
They would change them.
Yeah, they would change them. You know, some held 5, but maybe you had one that held 3. So, geez, you'd want one that held 5. So that was a big one back in the day.
Oh, my
too.
gosh.
They were getting to be quite big then when the CDs were coming out.
Right.
Oh, my gosh. So great. Okay, now we want to hear from you. We want to hear what you have to say.
All right, the Move Morning Chat this morning. What toy made you think your friends were rich? Text us at 10400. Of course, we want to hear from you. Send us what toy made you think your friends were rich back in the day. We can't wait to hear from you. Again, text us at 10400, and we will be right back. Stay with us.
#1 morning show in Halifax. Turk, Megan, and Amateur Alex. And home to the biggest artists. Halifax's #1 hit music station. 101.3 Virgin Radio.
All right, time now to head over to Hollywood and take a look at your entertainment headlines.
Ricky,
Yeah?
this quiet is so loud I can't sleep.
Lucy Arnaz, daughter of TV pioneers Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz, is telling her parents' story. Variety reports that she's developing a 3-season TV series that will examine the many different eras of the couple's lives. The working title is Lucy and Desi, The Greatest Story Never Told. What's Up, the millennial anthem by 4 non-blondes, has recently gone viral on TikTok, and now comes word that they've got a new album, their first in over 30 years, planned for 2026. 4 non-blondes released just one album in 1992, broke up in 1994, and then reunited earlier this year. Move a little closer to your bride-to-be. There we go. Zendaya and Robert Pattinson are getting hitched in the upcoming movie The Drama, which, despite its name, is actually a comedy. The film, which follows an engaged couple whose wedding week goes off the rails, hits theaters in April.
Rocking around the Christmas tree, let the Christmas spirit ring.
And happy birthday to Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree singer Brenda Lee. She's 81 today. That's what's happening in Hollywood. Jacqueline Lee, ABC News.
A Dalhousie graduate has been named North America's top inspirational speaker.
Yeah, as CTV's Mike Lamb shows us, Michelle Weger is back in Halifax this week after her award-winning talk on living with a rare sleep condition.
My name's Michelle Weger, and I'm a speaker, author, and tech CEO. I have narcolepsy, which is a sleep disorder, which means I will constantly be tired. It's like if you charged your phone battery all night, but you wake up and the highest it ever is 40%. That's how my brain is. My relationship with Halifax goes back to when I was 17. I was a student at Dalhousie University, and let's be honest, all students are a bit tired, but I was really tired. I started going to the doctor as soon as this started, and it wasn't until 5 years later that I finally had a sleep study and was diagnosed with narcolepsy. This is Quinn, she's my service dog. Quinn will know before I fall asleep, and she will alert by nudging my elbow and then putting her paw on me. Because she's telling me before I start to fall asleep, I can take medication and get to safety. And that means that I have not fallen asleep even once in public since having a service dog. Life-changing. Being diagnosed felt like both an answer and a life sentence. I started speaking to audiences about 1.5 years ago about facing their fears, overcoming them, dreaming big, and doing hard things. I was sharing the journey I went through and then showing a path of how they can do the same. I was super excited when a few weeks ago, after a year-long competition, I won the award of #1 Inspirational Speaker of the Year.
Michelle Weger!
I used to be terrified of speaking, and that was one of the fears I had to work through. I believe that when you see someone like you doing something you thought was impossible, the glass ceiling you placed on yourself shatters. So I'm very proud as a person with a disability and a service dog to have won an award like this and to be a professional speaker, because I know that there's someone watching right now that they just realized, wow, if she can do it, I can do it, and you can.
What a wonderful story there. Happening now in local news, classes are canceled for a number of schools in New Brunswick today due to the weather. Those details coming up. Plus, Nova Scotia Power will hold a public meeting later today to answer ratepayers' questions about how the company has estimated power bills since a cyber breach shut down automated meter readings back in the spring. And PEI will start selling off its supply of U.S. liquor beginning today, with profits going to local food banks. We'll have those details coming up next in your local news headlines. That's after this short break here on CTV's Your Morning Atlantic. Please stay with us. We have much more coming in the next hour. We'll be right back. Thursday, December 11th, today on Your Morning Atlantic, weather and road conditions impacting some classes in New Brunswick. Those details just ahead in your news headlines.
And donors needed. We'll speak with Canadian Blood Services about the increased need over the holiday season and find out how easy it is to donate blood and plasma. Those stories and more coming up on the Thursday edition of Your Morning Atlantic.
Good morning, Atlantic Canada. Thank you so much for joining us. The time now is 7:01. We've been gifted warmth today. I'll take it. The temperatures are going to be warmer today.
Yeah,
I mean,
above seasonal.
Yes. It's going to be quite a nice day. Even and leaving early this morning, a bit breezy, but so warm.
It was, but at least it wasn't in the Halifax area.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was, no, that's something, but it is impacting, we got this little weather in New Brunswick causing some school.
Yeah. Gosh, what an example, too, of like, it can be, the forecast can be so different depending on where you are in the region. Like we said, so mild here in Halifax this morning, but yeah, seeing some school closures in New Brunswick. It's not widespread, but quite a few for New Brunswick because of weather and also road conditions.
Yes.
Yeah.
I said warm. I didn't say there wasn't
no, absolutely
mix across the region. Let's be clear.
And also, like, I find when it's warm, that's when you sometimes get the more of the snow. And like, if it's super cold, it doesn't snow.
Oh, yeah.
So,
for the most part, we are going to see rain for the majority of the region. But like Amanda mentioned, roads still need to be cleared. A bit messy for parts of the region. So keep that in mind when you are heading out. Allow some extra time out on your commute. We are seeing pretty warm temperatures for much of Atlantic Canada. Now, this won't be lasting, but today, enjoy it because it will be sticking around until this evening. 0 starting off your day in Fredericton, 5 degrees in Charlottetown and in Sydney, 8 in Halifax, 2 degrees in St. John's, Newfoundland. Over to the snowfall warning that remains in effect for parts of New Brunswick. We do have a snow squall warning also in effect for parts of Nova Scotia for this evening until Friday afternoon. Here's a look at the current system we are seeing across parts of Atlantic Canada this morning. Snow and or rain for much of the region. We will be seeing a bit of clearing into the afternoon, but for the most part, we are going to be dealing with this mixed precipitation as we inch towards Friday. Here's a look at our current wind across the Maritimes. As of right now, 44 kilometers per hour in Grand Etang, 31 in Charlottetown, 33 in Canso, 28 in Halifax, 24 in Lunenburg. Wind gusts of up to 69 kilometers per hour in Grand Etang with 48 in Charlottetown, 43 in Canso and Halifax. We'll take another look at your long-range forecast just ahead. First, a look at your local news with Amanda.
Thank you so much, Latavia. And as mentioned, there are some schools closed in New Brunswick for today. All Anglophone West and North schools, as well as all Francophone South, Northeast, and Northwest schools are closed today due to weather and road conditions. Meantime, Anglophone East schools, they have buses running on a 1-hour delay, though classes are starting as scheduled. Nova Scotia Power will hold a public meeting later today to answer ratepayers' questions about how the company has estimated power bills since a cybersecurity breach shut down automated meter readings in the spring. Nova Scotia Power has faced intense criticism from customers who say their estimated bills have been unfairly inflated. The privately owned utility says the first in a series of public sessions will be held this afternoon in Yarmouth at the Fire Hall on Pleasant Street. The company's director of customer care is expected to speak to the media before the session begins at 1:30 p.m. Police in Newfoundland and Labrador say 2 suspicious deaths in St. John's are being investigated as homicides. Police say 2 men aged 38 and 53 were found dead inside an Aldershot Street home on December 1st. No arrests have been made, though investigators say there is nothing suggesting the attacks were random. The Office of the Chief Medical Examiner has not yet determined how they died. Canada's smallest province is joining others in liquidating its supply of American liquor. Following Nova Scotia's lead, the Island Liquor Commission is restocking its supply of wine, bourbon, and other booze from the States. It will be sold off with profits going to food banks across PEI. The government predicts that could amount to $600,000. That sell-off will begin today. A Nova Scotia First Nation says it has banned the province's premier and 2 of his senior ministers from banned lands. The Sabaganagati First Nation says Premier Tim Houston, Attorney General Scott Armstrong, and Leah Martin, the minister responsible for leading negotiations on Aboriginal and treaty rights, aren't welcome. The tensions stem from calls the province made to police for stricter enforcement of the cannabis laws and illegal cannabis dispensaries they say are operating both on and off reserve land.
Have somebody banned from our community with an or else statement is kind of bizarre for me in Canada, but I'm not focused on that. I'm focused on keeping Nova Scotians safe and doing what's right for Nova Scotians.
We've heard from all over the province the frustration around this. First Nations leadership was not notified, and it's a trend with the government. This is another situation where they did not consult.
Sabaganagati Chief Michelle Glasgow hasn't responded to multiple media requests, but in a statement posted to social media, labeled the politicians as undesirables and warned of a $50,000 fine if they entered, saying they don't have our best interest at heart. Despite a challenge from neighbors, work continues on property in Fredericton that will house transitional housing units. Similar units are already in place in St. John, but the Fredericton project has been more contentious. Neighbors have said they weren't consulted about the work and they filed legal action to stop it. That was denied last week. The housing minister admits things could have been done better.
We didn't do enough in Forest Hills, and we're going to make sure that we take from that.
All these projects, there tends to be some folks who are in favor of it and some folks who are opposed to it, and that, remains the case.
The Forest Hill site will have sleeping units for 27 people. It is expected to be ready to go in early January. Finally, news you can use. The deadline is fast approaching for Canadians to get a slice of the $500 million class action settlement in the bread price fixing case. Company George Weston of engaging in an industry-wide scheme. Canadians have until tomorrow, Friday, to submit an online claim if they bought packaged bread between January 2001 and December 2021 and did not previously accept a gift card from Loblaw. Once that distribution is complete, any leftover money will be divided among anyone who claimed the earlier gift card. So keep that in mind if that's something that you haven't done.
That's news you can use, Amanda. Thank you for that. All right, speaking of food, spice maker McCormick has revealed that its 2026 flavor of the year is going to be something you might not expect. It is black currant. Ooh. McCormick predicts that tart berry will soon be big in North American dishes and drinks. With its origins in Europe and Central Asia, black currant is starting to appear on menus in the United States, notably cocktails and soft drinks. McCormick says the concept of attainable opulence is rising, with people treating themselves to small extravagances. In today's tough economy, black currant ties back to its trend with the rich purple color. Remember, that was the color of kings?
Oh,
so
very
look
nice.
for black currant. Cool. Throw a little blackcurrant syrup in your cocktails this holiday season and be like, whoa, you're so avant-garde.
Yes. Oh, it's so fancy.
Regal.
Do you know this is the spice coming for 2026? So ahead of the times. You can tell them you heard it from us.
Exactly. Please do.
All right, still ahead, we're going to have a look at your national news headlines, and Latavia will have another look at the forecast for this Thursday. Good morning to our viewers in Hampton. Look at that good road clearing work there at the roundabout. The forecast coming up next.
Good morning and welcome back. The time now is 7:12. We're taking a live look at Windsor over at Salt Marsh. 7 degrees starting off your day, so not a bad start to the day, quite warm. We are expecting a chance of some isolated showers throughout your day today and a very cloudy start to the day at that. Weather is brought to you by ALC.ca. It's pretty warm for much of Atlantic Canada early this morning. 0 in Fredericton, 4 degrees over in Charlottetown with 5 in Sydney, 8 degrees starting off your day in Halifax. Much colder in Labrador City with minus 28 degrees this morning. And 2 degrees starting off your day in St. John's, Newfoundland. A snowfall warning remains in effect until later this morning for parts of central northeastern New Brunswick. We are going to see snowfall between 15 to 20 centimeters remain for this morning. And then snow squall watch also in effect this evening until Friday afternoon. We are going to see up to 10 centimeters of snow squalls developing in parts of Nova Scotia. Here's a look at your forecast timeline. So we are seeing rain and snow for parts of Atlantic Canada. We are going to see this wet weather persist throughout the day today, becoming a chance of showers for much of the maritime region into the afternoon. Still holding on to a bit of snow activity for parts of New Brunswick, but for the most part starting to clear out into the evening hours. But then we have another low pressure system making its way over, bringing a chance of flurries for much of the maritime region, and still seeing some heavier snowfall for parts of Newfoundland and Labrador. If you're wondering about precipitation totals, going to see pretty light precipitation for parts of all three maritime provinces, only around 2 to 5 millimeters expected. And then we could see up to 10 to 20 millimeters of additional precipitation for Sydney. Over to Newfoundland, around 2 to 20 millimeters as well. And then for our snowfall outlook, looking at around 1 to 5 centimeters of snow accumulation for parts of New Brunswick and into the southwestern region of Nova Scotia. The high is being 5 to 10 centimeters for the northern region of New Brunswick. And then looking at around 1 to 15 for parts of Labrador, only 1 to 5 for St. Anthony. Over to our forecast today for New Brunswick. Rain and or snow across the province today. Light wind expected. And temperatures will range from -4 to 5 degrees. For Prince Edward Island, looking at some wet weather throughout your day as well. Rain expected, and then into the evening transitions over to flurries. For Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, same thing applies. We're looking at rain and then transitions over to showers and or flurries into the evening. For the rest of Nova Scotia, a chance of showers today, and then into the evening, showers and or flurries move in. For Newfoundland and Labrador, cloudy start to your day over in Labrador City, high of -12. We are expecting snow into the evening. 9 degrees for St. John's, Newfoundland, looking at rain expected throughout your day. Thursday night, so tonight temperatures are cooling down. Friday, a cold day ahead yet again as we inch towards the weekend. We are expecting a chance of flurries for parts of Atlantic Canada. And then into Friday night, we are going to see a lot of that flurry activity clear out. Cloud coverage returns and takes us into early Saturday morning. Clouds start to clear out, leaving sunshine for the Maritimes, but another cold day ahead and seeing that sunshine into parts of Newfoundland and Labrador as well. That's a look at your weather forecast. We'll throw things over to Amanda.
Thank you, Latavia. On the west coast in British Columbia, an atmospheric river is pounding the province's south coast. The Fraser Valley is getting hit especially hard, and a local state of emergency has been declared there. Those in the region are already bracing for the worst.
We really get anxious, nervous when we start to see the water levels rise. It's definitely concerning. It's not a friendly sound we used to like to hear. It's a sound that's a constant reminder of what we went through 4 years ago.
There is a flood warning for the entire Fraser Valley, and intense rains have been drenching Abbotsford all yesterday. There are swollen creeks and flooded roadways. Some roads shut down altogether, and fields are underwater. This morning, there is worry the Nooksack River in Washington state could spill its banks and cause flooding on the Canadian side of the border. The governor of the central bank announced that Canada's economy is resilient overall, which is why the Bank of Canada has decided to keep its key interest rate at 2.25%. This may come as a surprise to many who are feeling squeezed financially. CTV's Annie Bergeron-Oliver has more.
The malls may be busy, but this year many Canadians are focused less on presents and more on presents.
Me and all my friends make gifts for each other, and I feel like that makes it so much more lasting, and it's not like a cost worry thing in the holidays.
This holiday season, economic anxiety is high. According to a new Nanos report, 42% of people rank grocery prices as their top financial concern. 17% say their biggest concern is personal debt. 16% housing costs, 8% job security, and just 8% say they have no financial concerns.
You roll all that stuff up, and it's interesting, just paying for the groceries being the top concern that people think that they're going to have when it comes to 2026. So it's pretty basic.
The financial stress being tied to uncertainty around tariffs and the high cost of living.
If it was me, we'd be vegetarian, but I have good Canadian hockey players. They like their meat, milk, and cereal.
And for those wishing for prices to come down, the Bank of Canada says that would actually be bad news.
If we were to try to push the whole price level down, that would cause a severe recession in Canada. Nobody wants that.
So what can Canadians do to help their financial future? Experts say try tracking where money is coming in and going out.
Some lifestyles aren't sustainable anymore. Things have just gotten really expensive. So what you want to do with those big purchases, I think, is either avoid them or delay them or partition them. And maybe that's the best way to go.
Inflation is expected to hold steady, with the Bank of Canada projecting it will hover around 2% next year.
CTV's Annie Bergeron-Oliver reporting in Ottawa. We are going to take a break here on CTV's Your Morning Atlantic. When we return, Crystal will have a conversation with Canadian Blood Services about the need for blood and plasma donors. It's coming up.
Move Mornings with Aaron and Peter. Weekday mornings on Move 100. The most fun in the morning. And home of the $1,000 minute. Only on Move 100 Halifax.
Welcome back. It's 7:22. Now, Canadian Blood Services is looking for more blood and plasma donors ahead of the holidays. The need for blood products does not take time off, but many donors do, especially around the end of December and into the new year. That's why it's so important for new, generous Atlantic Canadians to step up and give the gift of life. Here to tell us more is Krista Hanikowski with the Canadian Blood Services. Good morning, Krista.
Good morning. Thanks for having me in.
It is our pleasure to have you in. Such an important message all year long, but especially during the holidays. Why do you need blood donors now more than ever?
So blood is needed more than ever. Hospitals are using more blood and blood products now than they ever have, and we aren't seeing the same amount of people come out to help meet that increased need. So what better time to come out and start a new habit, wrap up 2025 with a blood donation?
Yeah, for sure. Okay, when are you closed over the holidays?
So that's a great question. I think a lot of our struggle over the holidays, not just people busy with family, but also we get lumped into, oh, things are closed. The only day we're actually closed outside of normal operating hours is Christmas Day. So we are open all other days. Check your local center to be sure of hours, but we're open Boxing Day, we're open New Year's Day, we're open Christmas Eve, and we need people to come out every day.
Oh my gosh, what a great thing to do with family members, is that bring the whole family. That if you who do you have to be, what age do you have to be to actually donate blood?
Yeah, so you have to be 17 in good general health. You have to have a list of your known medications and travel outside Canada. But outside of that, it's a great tradition to start with family. A great thing to do when you're sitting around on those long days off. Just give us an hour of your time. It's only going to take you an hour in and out at the Blood Donor Center. And like I said, we have a ton of openings, way too many than we should have at this time. So it's an important time to come out and donate.
We will put the website on ours to make it easy for you to find and check that out. I saw right now, these are images of people actually donating plasma. Why is the need for plasma especially great right now?
So plasma is the protein-rich liquid part of blood, helps other blood components circulate. It also supports our immune system. So we have dedicated plasma donors because patients in hospital receive plasma. It's also used to make some medications. So in Halifax, Charlottetown, we have a dedicated plasma base we're very thankful for. If they can look for cancellations, that's awesome. St. John, New Brunswick especially needs more plasma donors, but in general, everyone needs blood donors. And when you make a blood donation, you've probably heard that you help save 3 lives. When the blood unit goes to our lab, it gets separated out into red blood cells, platelets, and plasma. So the unit that you or I give won't be enough to make up 1 unit of plasma for a patient that needs. It would get pooled with 3 or 4 other people of the same blood type to then go to the hospital.
So interesting. And blood has a shelf life too. This is why you need constant donors, because it doesn't last for that long.
That's right. It has a shelf life of 41 days. So we always need it replenished, and that's why being open every day, we need to send that product to hospital. It's all of our responsibility to make sure that the hospitals are well stocked with life-saving products.
Yeah, for sure. Also, I really enjoyed when it's time for me to actually go try again. I tried giving blood this summer, and everybody there was getting so much attention. If you're looking for a little attention over the holidays, you will be dulled with attention at the blood clinic. So that's another reason to go.
Oh, absolutely. When we're slow, we're especially thankful to see everyone.
Wonderful. I love that. Okay, how often can a person give blood to?
So men can give 56 days, females can give 84 days. But really, if we see you once a year, we're happy. If we see you a couple times a year, we're happy. So if you haven't, especially those who haven't, now's the best time to make an appointment. Tons of time to wrap up 2025 being a blood donor.
Wonderful. Well, Krista, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for having us.
And we have put that information on our website, so you can look right now and see any openings that suit you and go in and give. All right, Latavia, now we'll turn our attention to you.
Thanks, Crystal. Taking a look at our 3-day forecast for New Brunswick, rain and or snow across the province today with a high of 1. Cooling down tonight with a low of -10, -5 for your daytime high on Friday. We do have a bit of sunshine, but also seeing scattered flurries. And then into Saturday, a mix of sun and cloud with evening snow and a high of -3. Nova Scotia is looking at some showers today and then transitioning over to flurries and showers into the evening. -4 degrees on Friday, a mix of sun and cloud with some isolated flurries. And then we're looking into Saturday, a high of -1, a mix of sun and cloud. Flurries return into the evening. Prince Edward Island dealing with rain today, transitions over to flurries into the evening. On Friday, a mix of sun and cloud with scattered flurries across the island. Then on Saturday, a mix of sun and cloud. Flurries return into the evening.
Coming up, do you have a hard to buy for a person on your holiday shopping list? We'll get some great ideas to help you check them off. That's coming up this half hour on CTV's Your Morning Atlantic.
Come on in and join us halfway through the show on this Thursday, December 11th, less than 2 weeks. So Christmas Eve.
Is it like 14 days?
Yeah.
I don't know. Math is not my strength.
Either.
No. You know how I always know it's getting close? When you start buying the milk cartons that have the expiry date on Christmas or after, like we have them now for Boxing Day.
Ooh,
now
fun.
I'm thinking, oh, the milk carton, it's coming.
Oh, yeah, no, it's definitely coming. Fun segments coming up. My visit to Russo Chocolatier, where we actually get into the chocolate shop and attempt to make some chocolate. So much fun. Also a visit to Richie's in Dartmouth. We talk about kitchen cabinetry trends. Ladies, I don't know when's the last time you renovated your home, but you may want to think about dreaming about a new kitchen renovation because the styles these days are very nice.
Ooh, because I'm hearing like millennial gray is out.
Well, yeah, you'll see what's coming up. I'm not going to give away any spoilers.
All right.
Move Morning Chat today. Let's take a little peeky poke at the question. It is, what toy made you think your friends were rich?
I'm with Aaron and Suzette on this. It's anytime there was another kid that I knew who had one of those mini toy Jeeps or vehicles that they could drive.
Those were.
I'm like, wow,
those
you're
were
rich.
next level.
We never had them.
All right, text us to 10400. What was that toy for you? What was, weather-wise, what are we looking at today? We would not be driving the toy Jeep in the driveway today.
No. Not with the top down. So we're looking at a bit of a wintry mix across the region. Some areas seeing heavier precipitation than others. As you can see here, still some slushy snow on the road, so keep that in mind when you are heading out. Allot some extra time out on your commute. Look, it's the police. All right, so 0 starting off your day in Fredericton, and then we are going to see much warmer temperatures for parts of the region. As you can see here, 8 degrees starting off your day in Halifax, 5 in Sydney, 4 degrees in Charlottetown, with 2 degrees in St. John's, Newfoundland. A snowfall warning still remains in effect for parts of northeastern New Brunswick. For later this morning, could still see 15 to 20 centimeters of snow accumulation, much more along the lines of around 10. We do also have snow squall watches in effect for parts of Nova Scotia for this evening until Friday afternoon. We are expecting up to 10 centimeters within those snow squalls to develop. Here's a look at the current system across the region. Snow and rain for much of Atlantic Canada. We are going to see a bit of clearing, transitioning over to a chance of showers for parts of the maritime region. For our wind currently, we are going to see wind taking up 35 kilometers per hour in Grand Etang, 33 in Canso, 26 in Halifax, 20 into Sydney, and then wind gusts picking up to 50 kilometers per hour in Grand Etang, looking at 39 in Yarmouth, 30 into North Cape. Will pick up even further into the late afternoon and evening. I'll have another look at your long-range forecast just ahead, but first another look at your local news with Amanda.
Thank you, Latavia. There are some school closures in New Brunswick today due to the weather. All Anglophone West and North schools, as well as all Francophone South, Northeast, and Northwest schools are closed today due to weather and road conditions. Meantime, Anglophone East schools have buses running on a 1-hour delay, though classes are starting on time. And New Brunswick Power is reporting that more than 1,000 customers in the Fredericton area are without power this morning. Nova Scotia Power will hold a public meeting later today to answer ratepayers' questions about how the company has estimated power bills since the cybersecurity breach shut down automated meter readings in the spring. Nova Scotia Power has faced intense criticism from customers who say their estimated bills have been unfairly inflated. The privately owned utility says the first in a series of public sessions will be held this afternoon in Yarmouth at the Fire Hall on Pleasant Street. The company's director of customer care is also expected to speak to the media before the session begins at 1:30 p.m. Prince Edward Island is joining others in liquidating its supply of American liquor. Following Nova Scotia's lead, the Island Liquor Commission is restocking its supply of wine, bourbon, and other booze from the States. It will be sold off with profits going to food banks across PEI. The government predicts that could amount to $600,000. That sell-off begins today. A child has been killed in an ATV crash in Nova Scotia's Digby County. Police say the off-road vehicle rolled over in a private lot Tuesday afternoon in Mount Pleasant. The child was rushed to hospital and later died. The driver of the ATV was not hurt. The child's age has not been released. The family of a longtime New Brunswick politician is speaking out about his experience at St. John Regional while waiting for a nursing home bed.
Patients are left in soiled diapers, as I'm sure you've been told by other families, because they did not have sufficient staff to take him to the washroom. We were told that he would have to be left like that for hours on end, which was incredibly demoralizing.
The granddaughter of longtime MLA Sheldon Lee says he suffered a stroke 2 days after Christmas last year, leaving his right side mostly paralyzed. It was determined he could not safely return home and had to wait in the St. John Regional Hospital for a nursing home bed. He was transferred to the alternate level of care unit, where the family says there were serious breakdowns in communication and poor policies. He was there for 7 months before he was moved to a nursing home, where he spent just over a month before he died in October. The health minister acknowledged it is a matter of staffing. A vintage clothing store in downtown Halifax was the target of an unusual theft this week. On Monday, security video shows a woman walking into the vintage mansion. The suspect walks upstairs and proceeds to put on as many items as she can and walks out. Once, she looks into one of the main security cameras and sticks out her tongue.
So far, what we've tallied is about $3,000 in merchandise, but we're still waiting on some of our other vendors to get back to us on their prices.
The business rents out space to a number of local vendors to sell their merchandise on consignment. The store's manager says a report has been filed with police. Finally, let's go out west for this story. A hummingbird that was way off course has landed at a rehab facility just north of Calgary. This is a Costa's hummingbird, a breed rarely seen in Alberta. It's more at home in the deserts of southern Nevada. Now, in October, with a chill in the air, a bird lover alerted the Wildlife Agency that it was still in a Calgary backyard. The bird was successfully rescued while it was feeding inside a greenhouse.
After a few weeks of monitoring, we decided to intervene and take her into care. She was a little bit underweight, but she has since gained a little bit of weight, and by that I mean 0.1 grams. That is a lot of weight for a hummingbird.
They are so tiny. Now, despite its tiny size, a specialized diet of insects means feeding the bird this winter could top $1,000.
Really?
Yeah, it's still expensive to feed. The not-for-profit is still figuring out the best way to release her back into the wild next year.
What a cutie, though.
Oh, I love hummingbirds.
Aren't they beautiful?
They are tiny. They're busy. They're beautiful. Oh my gosh.
They love to eat insects.
They do. I'm not really that big on insects, but I sure do like Italian food. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the UN's cultural agency has designated Italian food as an intangible cultural heritage. That's a good thing. They give out this designation every once in a while. And it's not the first time a country's cuisine has been recognized as a cultural expression, although Italian classics like pasta and tiramisu are getting the nod this year. Back in 2010, UNESCO put the spotlight on French cuisine. Wouldn't say no to that either. UNESCO meets every year to consider adding new cultural practices or expression into its list of intangible heritages. Other nominees this year include Swiss yodeling and Chile's family circuses. So it's wide-reaching. I think in Nova Scotia, we could do all kinds of neat things that could be recognized as culturally significant.
Donaires?
Donaires? Well, maybe. I was thinking more along the lines of like maybe some of our maybe Acadian dishes.
Oh, yes. Happy pie. Yeah.
Gosh, yeah, all kinds of great stuff.
Oh, lots of good food. Makes you hungry for breakfast.
Okay, we got a contest.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're a country music fan, we have a great new contest you're going to love. We want to send you to see the mega stars of country music. So this concert features tributes to some of country's biggest names, including Alan Jackson, George Strait, and Brooks and Dunn. The performers channel the real artists to give audiences an experience that emulates the real deal. So 6 stops in the Maritimes in the spring: Summerside, Fredericton, Riverview, Halifax, Truro, and Sydney. We're giving away a pair of tickets to each one. So to enter, go to our website. Good luck to you. Would make a great Christmas gift.
That would make a good Christmas gift.
Suzette was already looking at some tickets for her family.
Oh,
loves country.
No shocker. No shocker there. Okay, we are halfway through our Thursday show, and we hope you stick around because there's so much more to come. So Latavia is going to have the latest look at the forecast, and also, too, we're going to have some more gift ideas for you. If you still have some shopping to do, we know a lot of people do, maybe some last-minute gifts as well. We're going to get some helpful suggestions when we return.
Good morning. The time now is 7:43. We're taking a live look at Lockport. A warm start to the day, 8 degrees in your area. Expecting a chance of some scattered showers throughout the day as well. We are going to see a wintry mix right across Atlantic Canada today, so be prepared for that. If you are heading out early this morning, though, for the most part, we are seeing warmer temperatures starting off your day, and daytime highs will remain above seasonal for parts of the region. As of right now, it's 0 in Fredericton, 5 degrees starting off your day in Moncton, with 4 in Charlottetown, 8 degrees currently in Halifax, 5 in Sydney, early this morning 2 degrees in St. John's, Newfoundland. A snowfall warning remains in effect until later this morning for parts of northeastern New Brunswick. Could see around 15 to 20 centimeters of snow accumulation in those communities, as well as snow squall watches in effect for parts of Nova Scotia. This is for this evening until Friday afternoon. Could see up to 10 centimeters within those snow squalls. Over to our forecast timeline for the Maritime region. We are dealing with mixed precipitation, a chance of showers and or flurries for the most part, but we're also seeing snow and a bit heavier rain for parts of the region. Into Newfoundland and Labrador, going to be seeing a chance of flurries as well as rain moving in. Into the afternoon, we will be seeing a bit of clearing. Parts of New Brunswick will see a bit of sunshine, but for much of the region, still holding on to a bit of mixed precipitation. Into tonight, temperatures cooling down. It's going to be a cold night ahead, and we are going to see another low pressure system move in, bringing snow and or rain back around for much of the Maritime region into early Friday morning. Another cold day ahead. If you're wondering about rainfall totals, looking at around 2 to 5 millimeters for much of the Maritimes. We could see 10 to 20 at its heaviest for Sydney and Nova Scotia. And then for Newfoundland, getting up to 10 to 20 millimeters of precipitation as well. For our snowfall outlook, remaining quite light, only seeing around 1 to 5 centimeters for much of parts of New Brunswick and Nova Scotia, but we are going to see at least 5 to 10 centimeters for parts of northern New Brunswick. And then for Newfoundland and Labrador, around 1 to 15 centimeters of snow accumulation expected. So for our forecast today for New Brunswick, rain under snow throughout your day today. Daytime highs ranging from -4 to 5 degrees. Pretty light wind expected across the province today. Daytime highs for Prince Edward Island looking at 5 to 7 degrees today. Rain throughout your day. Transitions over to flurries into the evening. For Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, daytime highs between 6 to 9 degrees. We are going to see rain expected throughout the day as well. Mixed precipitation returns into the evening. For the rest of Nova Scotia, chance of showers today, and then seeing a chance of showers and or flurries into the evening. Daytime highs will range from 7 to 9. And then for Newfoundland and Labrador, a bit of sunshine, but also going to see cloudier skies for Labrador City, a high of -12. Snow arrives into the evening. And then 9 degrees for St. John's, Newfoundland. Periods of rain expected throughout your day. Friday's forecast, very cold for much of Atlantic Canada. Temperatures are going to cool back down. We do have flurries for parts of the Maritime region extending into our forecast for Newfoundland and Labrador. Saturday, another cold day ahead. We are going to see sunshine return in the forecast, though. Still some lingering flurries for parts of Newfoundland, Crystal.
Thanks, Latavia. It's almost 7:47. Now, here's a question. Have you finished your holiday shopping? If so, well, good for you. Congrats. But if not, then you may find our next segment useful, especially if you have a lover of beauty on your list. Our partner and lifestyle contributor, Michelle Jobin, is here with some suggestions to help you finish up that gift list. Michelle, good morning to you.
Good morning. It's so lovely to see you.
So great to see you, too. Okay, I know your first item is something that people may want to give if they're looking for that gift of beauty and luxury.
Yeah, a great little elevated skincare treat that for all the skincare lovers on your list that gives us something that we all need at this time of the year, and that is deep targeted hydration. It's a classic, but it's also cutting edge, and that's Elizabeth Arden hyaluronic acid and peptide ceramide capsules. We know them, we love them, and they're a great little stocking stuffer, an elevated treat under the tree for anyone that wants deep, targeted hydration. And we all need that at this time of the year. And it's really because their hyaluronic acid, the system gives 4 times deeper absorption than traditional formulas. And that is something that is going to give you radiant, plumper, more smooth skin as we get into those winter months. And it's all because of these great little capsules, which I love. They're super cute, but they're very smart as well, because each one is a perfect dose that gives you deep, targeted hydration, and it's fresh, potent, and pure when you're ready to use it. Super smart, super easy to use. That luxurious treat, easy to find at Shoppers Drug Mart or at Elizabeth Arden counters nationwide.
Yeah, and those little capsules are pretty. It's like giving a gift that lasts like well into the new year. I love that. Okay, your next
100%.
pick is for the gift of great hair, which I know that is a gift.
Who doesn't want that? This is a great, you know what? It's holiday party season still. We've got New Year's coming up. So anyone in your life, maybe it's that coworker, Secret Santa gift, the teen girl in your life, or anyone that loves to heat style their hair, this is a must. It's OGX Bond Protein Repair, and specifically their Heat Protect spray. It is an absolute essential. It protects your hair up to 207 degrees Celsius, but it is that gift that she'll actually use. You know that. And what we love about it is it gives the Bond Protein Repair that smooths the hair and protects it as well from heat, but really starts to build those bond and strengthen from the inside out. And it's got this continuous spray that gives you that smooth salon style application with no weigh down, no greasy feel, protects the hair, makes your hair look fabulous. And it's part of the entire OGX Bond Repair line. So you can get the shampoo, conditioner, pre-shampoo treatment, and it's available at Shoppers Drug Mart. Easy to find, easy to throw under the tree.
Yep, and cute packaging to boot. Okay, we've got about a minute left, Michelle. What are the lovely things you have on the table here?
Well, I'm talking about those everyday little cozy luxuries that won't break the budget or your bank account at all. And that's from Giant Tiger. We know and love Giant Tiger. They are a great Canadian brand, locally owned in our community. And they have those little everyday luxuries that you're just going to love to throw under the tree or, wear on Christmas morning as well. We've got those cozy family PJ sets, fuzzy slippers. I love these just for shuffling around the house. They look really great as well. We've got some fun animal characters as well. Really fun on-trend beauty picks that I love so much. There's so many items that are just going to really brighten somebody's day. And we also have kids' toys from big brands, big name brands like Barbie and Play-Doh, Hot Wheels, Bluey at wonderful prices. So it's that one-stop shop for all of your holiday gifts. I love these little sets from the Grinch of hats and mitts. And you're going to find them in store or at gianttiger.com. And it's just going to brighten those days. They're gifts that will be used and really make somebody smile.
Yeah, and Michelle put in an order to Giant Tiger yesterday. It's already on its way today. So lightning fast
There
shipping.
you go.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays to you. That was Michelle Jobin with some holiday picks. And now we'll turn our attention over to Amanda.
Thank you, ladies. Health Canada has signed off on a promising postpartum drug to help struggling new moms. But the relief comes at a high cost. CTV's Geneviève Beauchemin has more in your health.
For some new moms, delivering little bundles of joy actually comes with a debilitating condition. Now, Health Canada has approved zuranolone, sold under the name Zurzuvae, for treatment of moderate to severe postpartum depression.
It's exciting that there be novel therapeutics.
1 in 5 women experiences symptoms, including at times severe anxiety, inability to bond with the baby. Amanda DeLuca struggled in the months after her now 10-year-old daughter was born.
That's natural for you to be able to cook and clean the house. I just was so depleted, I wasn't able to do it. And the doctors just said I was a new mom and dismissed it.
That inspired her to start programs for new moms called Evolving with Mandy.
Mindset work and definitely some movement and health. So the whole connection will help you get through it, whether you decide the medication is right for you or not.
Psychiatrists do say lifestyle changes and other already available treatment options can be effective.
Psychotherapy can have a very positive and quite rapid impact when it's well design and when it's well targeted.
Doctors say in some cases, zuranolone could yield faster results.
The difference is night and day. Like, I could cry happy tears.
Zurzuvae has been available in the U.S. since 2023. It hasn't proven to be a miracle pill for all, and there are side effects including drowsiness, headaches. But for women like Stevie Robertson in Illinois, it has brought back some of the joys of motherhood.
The dread I would feel like when I woke up to a baby crying, I didn't feel that dread anymore.
But the price is high. It costs $16,000 U.S. for a 15-day course of treatment south of the border. We'll have to see what happens here. Geneviève Beauchemin, CTV News, Montreal.
And now we'd like to introduce you to the Maritimers who are marking milestones today. It's a 60th anniversary for Lester and Shirley Boudreau of Ghost Cock, Nova Scotia.
Oh my gosh, look at Shirley's hat and matching dress.
Beautiful.
Boudreau's looking fantastic. 60 years married. Congrats. And it's also a 60th anniversary for Stan and Ivy Bulmer of Rushagonish, New Brunswick. Oh my goodness, a perfect photo taken. They were married in the winter, and this was a lovely anniversary picture.
Oh, happy anniversary. Well, to see your milestone again or to find out how to submit one, visit our website by scanning the QR code on your screen. And a reminder, milestones must be received 2 weeks in advance.
Milestones, brought to you by the Berkeley Retirement Residences. Love this stage of life.
One of Canada's oldest mechanical Christmas displays is back for another season. For decades, families have made it part of their holiday tradition thanks to the work of one busy volunteer.
Now, since the display is in Saskatoon, most of us will only get to enjoy it through the magic of television. So thanks to CTV's Laura Woodward for giving us a tour.
This is where the magic happens, Randall Simpson's workshop. But unlike Santa, he's not building toys. He's fixing the Once Upon a Christmas display.
The majority of what you see here was built in 1946.
Originally commissioned by the Eaton's department store, built with war surplus materials and shown in Winnipeg. Over the years, it's traveled across the country until 1977, when it was consolidated at the Saskatoon Eaton store, later acquired by the Western Development Museum, where it's been a holiday fixture for 38 years.
What's interesting is you look through the original display, and there's no reference to Rudolph. Because he never existed until 1947 when Burl Ives sang Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
One of Simpson's favorite displays is Pumpkinhead, the sad little bear, created by the same Canadian cartoonist behind Bugs Bunny.
His story is that he's got a bad hair day and all the other bears make fun of him, but he's the only one that can wear a special hat to go with Santa on his sleigh.
Behind each little movement is a lot of mechanical work.
It's really, really simple technology. There's no electronics in this whatsoever. Everything's mechanically run.
And some of the belts are still the 80-year-old originals.
I am primarily involved in maintaining and keeping it running because it does break down a lot.
And Simpson does all of it without any formal mechanical training.
I was raised by a father who was born on a farm and has a economic gene in him, and he instilled that with me, and so anything I can do myself I do because I got more time than money.
And it's Simpson's dedication that keeps this Christmas tradition running. Laura Woodward, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Put it on the bucket list, Latavia. We're going to Saskatoon.
I'm not going back, Crystal. Live vicariously through that report. All right, taking a look at the 3-day for New Brunswick. A high of 1. We are seeing rain and or snow across the province today. On Friday, -5 degrees, scattered flurries. Seeing a mix of sun and cloud into the afternoon. On Saturday, sunshine sticking around, and then snow returns into the evening. For Nova Scotia, looking at some showers today with a high of 8 degrees. Flurries and or showers return into the evening. And then on Friday, looking at a mix of sun and cloud with isolated flurries into the afternoon. On Saturday, a mix of sun and cloud, flurries return into the evening. Prince Edward Island dealing with rain today, transitions over to flurries into the evening. -6 on Friday, a mix of sun and cloud with scattered flurries. Then on Saturday, a mix of sun and cloud, flurries return into the evening.
The #1 morning show in Halifax. Turk, Megan, and Amateur Alex. And home to the biggest artists. Halifax's #1 hit music station. 101.3 Virgin Radio.
It's Thursday, December 11th. Today on Your Morning Atlantic, some school closures, some power outages, some ferry cancellations this morning. We'll have all those details coming up and your forecast.
And ask the experts. Today we're heading back to Richie's to get kitchen renovation inspiration, counters, cabinets, and more. Oh my, that's all coming up on Your Morning Atlantic.
Morning, Atlantic, Canada. It's 8:01 on your Thursday morning. It's already December 11th. Looking forward to your segment with Richie's. Not just all about flooring, right? There's a lot that they do.
More and more and more all the time. And the kitchen display was like you could still smell this fresh wood cutting smell because they brand spanking new because they just keep changing things to keep up with the trends.
That's so
cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is so cool. And I feel like the holidays, like when you're doing a lot of cooking, a lot of hosting, it is that moment where you kind of step back and you look at your kitchen space and you go, you know, this hasn't been working for me for years. Maybe 2026 is the year I do an upgrade.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's always good to have inspiration to know kind of what you want to do with your space. In any case, a lot of people spending more time indoors these days due to the weather.
Yes, we are seeing that wintry mix yet again. So we had that second Alberta clipper that moved in yesterday, brought this messy weather. We have another storm coming.
Oh
our
boy,
way.
'Tis the season.
Exactly. But here's a look at Peggy's Cove early this morning. Not a bad start to your day over there. We are going to see warmer start to your day as well. So that's a nice added bonus today. So you can head out and explore, but it is going to be rather wet for much of the region. Current temperatures warmer today, cooling off into the evening, but enjoy it for our daytime highs above seasonal for much of the region. 0 in Fredericton, 4 degrees starting off your day in Charlottetown with 8 in Halifax, 5 in Sydney, 2 degrees into St. John's, Newfoundland. We no longer have a snowfall warning in effect. It was just there, but that's okay. A snow squall warning, snow squall watch in effect for parts of Nova Scotia. This is for this evening until Friday afternoon. Here's a look at our satellite and radar. Still dealing with snow and or rain for parts of Atlantic Canada. We are going to see a little bit of this precipitation clear out of the maritime region, but we do have another low tracking into this evening. In terms of the wind, it's not too bad early this morning. We'll pick up, though, into the late afternoon and into the evening. As of right now, 35 kilometers per hour in Grand Etang, 33 in Canso, 28 into Yarmouth, and 24 in Charlottetown. Wind gusts of up to 50 as of right now in Grand Etang, 43 in Canso, 39 in Yarmouth, 33 in Halifax. We'll take another look at your long-range forecast, but first a look at your local news with Amanda.
Thanks, Latavia. That just shows how quickly her maps update like that. There are some school closures in New Brunswick today due to the weather and road conditions. All Anglophone West and North schools, as well as all Francophone South, Northeast, Northwest schools, they're closed today due to weather and road conditions. Meantime, Anglophone East schools, they have buses running on a 1-hour late, but classes are still scheduled to start on time. New Brunswick Power is reporting that more than 1,000 customers in the Fredericton area are without power. There are a few in Moncton as well. And some ferry crossings in the region have also been canceled. You can find a more detailed list on our website. Nova Scotia Power will hold a public meeting later today to answer ratepayers' questions about how the company has estimated power bills since the cybersecurity breach shut down automated meter readings in the spring. Nova Scotia Power has faced intense criticism from customers who say their estimated bills have been unfairly inflated. The privately owned utility says the first in a series of public sessions will be held this afternoon in Yarmouth at the Fire Hall on Pleasant Street. The company's Director of Customer Care is also expected to speak to the media before the session begins at 1:30 p.m. Police in Newfoundland and Labrador say 2 suspicious deaths in St. John's are being investigated as homicides. Police say 2 men, aged 38 and 53, were found dead inside an Aldershot Street home on December 1st. No arrests have been made, though investigators say there is nothing suggesting the attacks were random. The Office of the Chief Medical Examiner has not yet determined how they died. Prince Edward Island is joining others in liquidating its supply of American liquor. Following Nova Scotia's lead, the Island Liquor Commission is restocking its supply of wine, bourbon, and other booze from the States. It will be sold off with profits going to food banks across PEI. The government predicts that could amount to $600,000. That sell-off will begin today. A Nova Scotia First Nation says it has banned the province's premier and 2 of his senior ministers from banned lands. The Samaganagati First Nation says Premier Tim Houston, Attorney General Scott Armstrong, and Leah Martin, the minister responsible for leading negotiations on Aboriginal and treaty rights, aren't welcome. The tensions stem from calls the province made to police for stricter enforcement of the cannabis laws and illegal cannabis dispensaries they say are operating both on and off reserve land.
Have somebody banned from our community with an or else statement is kind of bizarre for me in Canada, but I'm not focused on that. I'm focused on keeping Nova Scotians safe and doing what's right for Nova Scotians.
We've heard from all over the province the frustration around this. First Nations leadership was not notified, and it's a trend with the government. This is another situation where they did not consult.
Chief Michelle Glasgow hasn't responded to multiple media requests, but in a statement posted to social media, labeled the politicians as undesirables and warned of a $50,000 fine if they entered, saying they don't have our best interest at heart. The New Brunswick government is being accused of playing a numbers game with health care. At issue is the number of people waiting for a primary care provider and the collaborative care clinics that are supposed to help.
Is the 14,000 number the number of people who have already come off the wait list as they claimed, or is it a number that is expected to come off as they said in their press release from yesterday? Data and facts matter.
We're seeing people come off that list. The 14,000 people that we associated with these clinics are being signed up today, tomorrow, the next week, the next month.
Opposition leaders say the 11 newly announced clinics are not all open and operating yet. They say the facility unveiled in St. John Tuesday was an expansion of an existing clinic rather than a new space. The province was unable to clarify the numbers for CTV News yesterday. Finally, there's been a major historic discovery in England. Archaeologists say they have proof that humans built and controlled fires 350,000 years earlier than previously thought. Shattered flint axes and 2 pieces of stone were found at a site, and researchers say they were most likely used by Neanderthals.
Wow.
That's pretty cool. Playing with fire for longer than we thought.
Yeah.
350,000 years, that's quite a bit of time.
That is a long time.
Again, the trained eye would love to know how they spotted that.
Okay, guess what? We're going to try some chocolate right now. Okay, you just keep my seat warm. I'm going to run over and grab it. Okay.
Ooh, okay, she's going to want.
I didn't want to keep it on the table because I knew that you two would probably eat it.
Hi. Hi. Oh, you're back. Oh, that wasn't long at all.
No, not long at all.
Funny.
Yeah, I'm going to put this just on the table here.
Fancy.
So the camera can see it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
My makeup out of the way because nobody needs to see that. Okay. So we're going to be talking about Russo Chocolatier. This is where I'm visiting next hour, and I wanted to just show you that these are the chocolates that won the award. There's the summer savory and the lavender. You'll be able to tell which is which because of the. So there we go. We can see if we can pick those up on the camera. Tilt them.
Well, if not, they're a feast for the eyes. I tell you what. Oh my gosh, they look gorgeous.
Right?
There you go. Wow.
So the savory's on the top. The lavender has a little stripe of lavender with lavender flavor. Made by the lavender seafoam lavender, and the summer savory's also grown by Hope Blooms.
Yum, yum.
So I'm going to take it, let it, you try it right now. I'm just going to take them out, and oh my gosh, so beautiful. I'm going to cut them in half because the mom and me, so you can see it, and also that way we'll eat fewer right now, and the control room can have some.
Oh, that's so nice.
Okay, so there they are.
Oh, they're
good
soft
job.
too.
Beautiful, right? Okay, so.
May I try the lavender?
Try them both. I want you to try them both. Yeah.
All right.
Now, Julien, who is the master chocolatier, said you're either going to love it or not like it. Like they're award-winning, but the summer savory is kind of like something you normally put in turkey. You know, like it's a.
And which one's that again?
That's the white one.
Okay.
What do you think?
That's really
wow.
good.
They cut like butter. They're so beautiful. So great and great. Okay, just want to try it super quick as we.
Ooh, that is good.
Okay, this is the lavender one. Oh, mommy likey. I like stuff like
I
that.
like both.
Oh, the savory is unique.
Yeah, it's very unique.
Great quality. Okay, we got to go to break, but if you want to try them yourself, you can go to Rousseau down in the south end of Halifax.
Looking forward to that segment.
I love the lavender.
Oh,
wow.
Savory's smooth. And
That's our Oscar music to get off the stage. We gotta go to commercial break. The ski hill's looking good. The forecast is up.
Hair's getting huge. Welcome back. The time now is 8:13. We're taking a live look at Halifax. It's a cloudy start to the day. Well, quite warm, 8 degrees starting off your day, although a bit breezy. We are expecting a chance of showers to remain throughout the day as well. Weather is brought to you by ALC.ca, and we are going to see pretty warm temperatures for parts of Atlantic Canada. As of right now, it is 0 heading outdoors in Fredericton, 4 degrees in Moncton and Charlottetown, 5 degrees in Sydney, much colder over in Labrador, minus 18 degrees in Happy Valley Goose Bay, and 1 degree in Gander. Over to the snow squall watch that remains in effect for parts of Nova Scotia. This is for this evening until Friday afternoon. Could see up to 10 centimeters within those snow squalls, so visibility could become an issue with wind gusts of up to 70 kilometers per hour. Here's a look at a forecast timeline. We do have snow and rain for parts of Atlantic Canada, and then into the afternoon, seeing a chance of showers for parts of the Maritime region. For parts of New Brunswick, going to see a bit of sunny breaks, but still holding on to a bit of flurry activity. And then into this evening, temperatures really cooling down. Going to be another cold day ahead on Friday. And we are going to see flurries move in to parts of all 3 maritime provinces, taking us into Friday. Here's a look at our rainfall totals, only seeing around 2 to 5 millimeters for much of the Maritime region. Could get up to 10 to 20 of additional precipitation for Sydney. And then for Newfoundland, looking at around 2 to 20 as well. And then for our snowfall outlook, 1 to 5 centimeters for parts of New Brunswick and Nova Scotia, the heaviest being 5 to 10 into Campbellton. And then for parts of Newfoundland, looking at around 1 to 10 centimeters of accumulation and looking at 1 to 15 for parts of Labrador. Here's a look at our forecast today for New Brunswick, looking at rain and or snow throughout the day. Pretty light wind expected across the province. Daytime highs will range from -4 to 5 degrees. And then for Prince Edward Island, also seeing precipitation throughout the day. Transitions over to flurries into the evening. Highs between 5 to 7 degrees. For Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, highs will range from 6 to 9 degrees today. Rain throughout your day. Transitions into a wintry mix into the evening. And for the rest of Nova Scotia, looking at a chance of showers today. Evening showers and or flurries will arrive as well. For Newfoundland and Labrador, a bit of sunshine today, but also seeing a cloudier day ahead for Labrador City, a high of -12. Snow arrives into the evening. 9 degrees for St. John's, Newfoundland, and rain expected throughout your day. Wednesday's forecast, cold day ahead across Atlantic Canada. We are going to see a chance of flurries remain for parts of the region as well. And then into Friday night, we start to see that flurry activity clear out of the Maritime region. Another cold day ahead expected for Saturday with a mix of sun and cloud for much of the Maritime region, still holding on to a bit of flurries for parts of Cape Breton and Newfoundland. That's a look at your weather forecast. We'll throw things over to Amanda.
Thank you, Latavia. With less than 2 months to go until the Winter Olympics, the hockey arena in Milan isn't ready yet, prompting concerns about player safety from the NHL.
And the fact that the building at this point still isn't completed is, as I said, and I won't use any other adjectives, is disappointing.
The rink is expected to be completed in January, and the size of the ice surface will also be slightly shorter than NHL specifications. NHL players are expected to return to the games after a decade-long absence. But if the ice isn't safe, the league says they won't be going. A day after Canada's top diplomat in Washington announced her departure, America's top trade negotiator has hinted at splintering the Canada-U.S.-Mexico trade pact. CTV's Mike Lecouture has more.
We're all in her debt, and I just want to thank her again for her contribution.
High praise from the Prime Minister as Kirsten Hillman announced she will be stepping down as ambassador in D.C.
It's time, I think, for me to start a new chapter.
She leaves as talks around sectoral tariffs like steel and aluminum remain stalled. Today, the U.S. Trade Representative suggested the trilateral trade agreement, CUSMA, may not be the way forward.
Our economic relationship with Canada is very, very different than our economic relationship with Mexico. My sense going forward is we're already talking to them separately.
Sure.
I have not I have not had a meeting this year where I sat with Canada and Mexico in a room and we sat together and talked about USMCA.
I don't know that it's necessarily a bad thing. I think CUSMA is a better thing.
Arlene Dickinson is part of the Prime Minister's Council on Canada-U.S. Relations. She says industry is anxious for the trade war to end. While praising Hillman's work, she believes the next ambassador needs that similar strength.
You need somebody who has the ability to get into a heated discussion, into a room, and bring the temperature down, but also, get our point across.
Are you considering Mark Wiseman as a replacement?
Sources tell CTV News Mark Wiseman will likely be named the next Canadian ambassador to the U.S. He's held a number of senior roles at asset management firms and was the chair of the Century Initiative,
whose stated mission is to triple the population of Canada to 100 million people, a policy that is designed to profit multinational corporations by driving wages down and housing costs up.
The policy that the member across refers to has never been and will never be the policy of the Government of Canada.
With Hillman's departure set for the new year, the Prime Minister says her successor will be named in the coming weeks.
CTV's Mike Lecouture reporting in Ottawa. We'll take a quick break here on CTV's Your Morning Atlantic. When we return, Ask the Expert with Richie's. We're talking kitchens. That's coming up next.
Move Mornings with Aaron and Peter. Weekday mornings on Move 100. The most fun in the morning. And home of the $1,000 minute. Only on Move 100 Halifax.
We are at Richie's in Dartmouth, and today I'm joined by Terry, and we're going to talk about kitchen cabinetry. Terry, this is a good time to dream about the kitchen of your dreams.
It really is. Now that the weather's getting colder and you're noticing more in your house, this is a perfect time to talk about it.
Yeah, we're spending more time indoors. Now, this display of cabinetry is brand spanking new, just days old.
Yes.
Why is it so new?
This is new because trends are always changing. As we're coming on to the 2026 season, we wanted to give our showroom a fresh new look to match what's going on trend-wise in the industry.
Yeah, it's constantly changing in here.
Yes.
So this is some of the trends. These are displayed here. First of all, these are beautiful. Is this one of the trends in cabinetry?
It is, yeah. We've experienced that the slim shaker profile has been popular. It's not going anywhere just yet. So we really wanted to highlight that in our showroom just to show the modernization of a slim shaker.
This is a slim shaker?
Yes.
I love that.
Yeah.
Please stand up, slim shaker. Anyway, yeah, I love all of this. It's so sleek, and the color is not quite white, not quite cream.
Yeah, it's a little bit more of an off-white, less stark than your standard stark white.
So that's in?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, perfect. And then what about this gorgeous wood grain?
Yeah, so what we're seeing a lot more of the trends turning into is what we call quiet luxury. So we're focusing a lot more on creamy neutrals. Wood is coming back so strong. We have a lot of white oaks, a lot of walnuts, a lot of richer wood tones, just to give more personality, more warmth, more intentionality to design.
Yeah, and here are some more examples of the different wood tones. Like, it really does vary.
Exactly.
Yeah, and this is just lovely. I love this beautiful neutrals. What about this pull? It's a pretty color.
Yeah, so this is a champagne bronze color. It's a little more muted than your traditional gold or your brushed brass. We love this because it's just a little softer. It creates a little more cohesion as opposed to starker contrasts.
Yeah, I love it. Okay, I'm going to open the door so people at home can see. Like, first of all, it's wood inside.
Yep, this is a plywood box.
It is solid, and then watch it close, everyone. Luxury. That's what quiet luxury is, because it doesn't go bong. I love that. Okay, let's talk about some of the other fun features, because functionality is one of the great things about having a new kitchen. Okay.
In my opinion, it's most important, for sure.
Exactly. For example, this corner cabinet.
Yeah.
Like, normally this would be the place where your Tupperware goes to die.
Exactly.
Dig around 45 minutes for a lid. Not in this case.
Exactly. So this is a Le Mans, and it is a storage solution to corners. So basically, instead of losing all of your Tupperware back there, you can neatly stack it on here and pull each one out individually. slowly, and then just put it back in.
It's solid. It just moves so nicely. Like,
it is.
Quality. Okay, that's cool.
Exactly.
And here's another storage solution.
Yeah, so we have a couple more. This is a 3-tier pull-out. You can use it for anything you want. A lot of the Costco-sized spices do fit on these.
Right.
Yes. It comes in 2 different materials. It's just an easier access storage solution to having your cabinet swing open and having to dig in the back.
Yeah, it's such a great use of space.
Yes.
And that's one other fun one.
Yeah, same concept, just a different material.
Okay, so this is like you could put anything on that. I love that.
Exactly.
So practical. All right, now another thing, this is not supplied with countertops at the moment, which is super great because you can see how everything functions.
Yes.
But people probably do want countertops.
Yes, commonly, yes.
Commonly, that's very popular these days.
Yeah.
What sort of trends are in style for counters?
So in terms of countertops, quartz is definitely still dominating the space for a couple of reasons. Cost efficiency being number one, durability, and it's a lot lower maintenance than some of your more porous natural stones.
Yes.
Yeah, we're just seeing more of a trend switch into more organic colors and patterns as opposed to your whites and your grays.
Okay, that's brilliant. Okay, and then one other trend is, this is the finish. We saw the slim shaker, but there are many kinds of cabinets.
Yes.
What's another one that's hot?
So one that we're getting a lot of requests for right now is just your slab profile with a high gloss finish around it. It can just turn a space into a very sleek, modern space.
Yeah.
So we're seeing a lot of that.
Same solid, same like quiet clothes, all that good stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, finally, somebody's watching right now thinking, oh, you're speaking my language. How do you get started with a kitchen renovation?
So they can be extremely daunting. One of the best pieces of advice is to come talk to an expert. We can kind of walk you through how it's all going to go. We can set you up thinking about budget, contingency, the finishes, but most importantly, the function, as if your space isn't working for you, it really is working against you.
Oh my gosh, Terry, thank you so much for this little chance to dream. You have some beautiful stuff in here.
Thank you so much for having us.
And we put all the information about Richie's on our website. They have several locations in the Maritime. So yeah, just start to dream and then make that dream reality.
Still ahead this morning, Perfect Confections. Crystal visits Russo Chocolatier to find out all about their recent awards and to check out their delicious holiday collection. The sweet details just ahead in the last 30 minutes of Your Morning Atlantic.
Oh my. Welcome back. The time now is 8:30. Those chocolates look divine. I don't know what it is about this time of year. It ups the fact that I want more and more chocolate and sweet treats. I swear.
Yes.
Usually I don't, but now, yeah, give them all.
The quality of the chocolate from Rousseau, just so silky. Just you can taste the quality. Like, oh, yum, 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 yum. Definitely. By the way, they're very, very busy these days.
Oh, I could imagine.
The report, but like, wow. Anyway.
Wow.
Yeah.
Batavia, you deserve a good treat for how hard you've been working on the weather.
Thank you.
I should say.
I just took a look at my hair and I was like, what is happening to my head right now? Whoa. Okay, we're going to switch gears and actually talk about the weather. So you can see here, roads are still a bit messy for parts of the region. Just keep that in mind when you are heading out early this morning. Other areas are fine. We are seeing a warm up across the region this morning, which is a very welcomed change for us as it's been quite cold. Temperatures will rise even further for our daytime highs remaining above seasonal for parts of the region. As of right now, it is 1 degree in Fredericton, 4 in Charlottetown, 5 degrees starting off your day in Sydney. Early this morning, it's 8 degrees in Halifax, 2 in St. John's, Newfoundland. We do have snow squall watches in effect for parts of Nova Scotia. This is for this evening until Friday afternoon as we have another system making its way over. Could see up to 10 centimeters within those snow squalls. Over to our satellite and radar. We do have snow and rain tracking across parts of Atlantic Canada. Then into the afternoon, the Maritime region will switch to a chance of showers for the most part. And we will be dealing with another system as temperatures cool down this evening. I'll have a full breakdown on that coming up. In terms of the wind out of the north and northwest this morning, 33 kilometers per hour in Grand Etang, 26 in Charlottetown, 30 in Canso and in Lunenburg. Wind gusts of up to 52 kilometers per hour right now in Grand Etang, 43 in Greenwood, 41 in Yarmouth, 35 in Halifax. We'll take one last look at your long-range forecast just ahead, but first, one last look at your local news with Amanda.
Thank you, Latavia. And there are some school closures in New Brunswick today. All Anglophone West and North schools, as well as all Francophone South, Northeast, and Northwest schools are closed today due to weather and road conditions. Meantime, Anglophone East schools, they have buses running on a 1-hour delay. New Brunswick Power also reporting this morning that more than 1,000 customers in the Fredericton area are off the grid. And on the water, some ferry crossings in the region have also been canceled due to wind conditions. Nova Scotia Power will hold a public meeting later today to answer ratepayers' questions about how the company has estimated power bills since a cybersecurity breach shut down automated meter readings in the spring. Nova Scotia Power has faced intense criticism from customers who say their estimated bills have been unfairly inflated. The privately owned utility says the first in a series of public sessions will be held this afternoon in Yarmouth at the Fire Hall on Pleasant Street. The company's director of customer care is also expected to speak to the media before the session begins at 1:30 p.m. Prince Edward Island is joining others in liquidating its supply of American liquor. Following Nova Scotia's lead, the Island Liquor Commission is restocking its supply of wine, bourbon, and other booze from the States. It will be sold off, with profits going to food banks across PEI. The government predicts that could amount to $600,000. That sell-off will begin today. Back in September, Canada's finance minister set a 100-day timeline for the CRA to fix call center delays. For more on this, we check in with CTV's Scott Hurst this morning to see what progress has been made, if any. Scott, we've reached the final day in Finance Minister Francois-Philippe Champagne's 100-day timeline to fix these CRA call center delays. So what is the latest? What can you tell us?
Good morning, Amanda. The CRA claims it is making meaningful progress, but of course you don't launch a 100-day review unless you're trying to fix something, and Canadians have been growing increasingly frustrated with the federal agency, notably concerns about wait times and delays. And in October, the Auditor General also echoed some of those concerns, reporting, showing in part that call centers were sorely lacking in providing accurate information. So it wasn't just concerns about wait times either. So the government was in need of rebuilding trust in the agency and strengthening services, and it launched the 100-day plan, as you mentioned, by Francois-Philippe Champagne, the finance minister, which takes us to today. And it focused on 4 priorities: improving call response, expanding digital self-serve tools, fixing some of the root problems, and modernizing services. And here are some of the highlights from this 100-day review that it is pointing out. The number of unique calls answered more than doubled, it claims, from 35% to more than 70%. This came through the extension of contracts and the rehiring of about 1,250 employees to help reduce wait times, and it claims close to 60,000 Canadians used a new scheduled callback program for issues related to account access and online business registration. Of course, tackling problems with the CRA in the fall is one thing, Amanda, but tax season is an entirely different beast where call volumes surge. Last year, the CRA says it received more than 32 million calls throughout the year, peaking at nearly 300,000 a day during tax filing season. So, of course, this is when Canadians will really get to judge for themselves, as the government claims it is improving wait times and improving service standards.
Wow, and that will be here before we know it. Scott, the CRA says it's using emergency technologies to help deal with the issues. How are they incorporating AI to deliver a more responsive service?
Of course, tax season always seems to creep up faster than we all expect, or potentially we all want at that time. The CRA says it plans to use more AI and automation going forward to continue with these service improvements, to continue with the fixes. And the government claims it has made progress there as well, making the experience more user-friendly. For example, if you lose or forget your CRA sign-in details, you can now get back in online rather than getting stuck on the phone. This change, it claims, will help divert about 300,000 calls a year. There's a new Manage Balance feature that lets you make payments online without speaking to an agent. That's been used 23,000 times so far, according to the government. And the agency claims its generative AI chatbot is getting better, answering more complex questions, meaning people don't have to wait on the phone to get their questions answered. And customers, it claims, have used the chatbot 240% more than this time last year, Amanda.
Okay, Scott, thank you so much for providing an update on this for us this morning.
Thanks, Amanda.
CTV Scott Hurst reporting live from our national newsroom in Toronto. Finally, an original Picasso painting worth $1.6 million is being raffled off for charity.
It reminds me of my grandfather's generosity for his family, for his friends, but also for big causes, and especially during the Civil War in Spain or the Second World War.
Pablo Picasso's grandson is helping with the raffle. The portrait of a woman was painted back in 1941. Up to 120,000 tickets will be sold online at 100 euros each, and the winner will be announced in April. And the proceeds from the ticket sales, they're being donated to Alzheimer's research.
Great cause.
Love to hear when they have the opportunity, like when there's that much money being spent that's going toward a good cause.
For sure.
Who hasn't been impacted by Alzheimer's, right?
Absolutely. Oh,
yeah,
definitely. All right, that is not happening in our region, but lots of
Paris. Yeah.
We'll take a look at our community calendar. You still have time to attend Wild Light at the Magnetic Hill Zoo. Sorry, I don't know why I said it like that. This is in Moncton, so the zoo has been transformed into a dazzling winter wonderland. You can enjoy animal exhibits, twinkling lights, and displays. The event will run from now until January 2nd. To learn more, you can head over to the Magnetic Hill Zoo's website. And if you are looking for something festive to do, why not take a sleigh ride under the lights? So this is a perfect way to celebrate the season and experience the magic of Christmas. Rides will depart from the King's Playhouse parking lot. This is tonight at 5 p.m. For more information, head over to the Facebook event page. And the Winter Fest returns at the Ataraxie Farm. This Saturday, you can come out and enjoy a festive day, meet animals, explore the farm shop, and enjoy seasonal activities from 10 to 1 p.m. So that's this weekend. For more information, head over to their webpage. And if you do have an upcoming event, send us the details. We'd love to promote it. Your Morning Atlantic at ctv.ca. All right, time now for a break. We'll be right back after this, 8:39. Good morning. The time now is 8:42. We're taking a live look at Port de Grave, a very foggy start to the day, and we are expecting rain across your region today, so keep that in mind when you are heading out. 2 degrees as of right now with a high of 8 degrees. So it is quite warm across the region today, and daytime highs will remain above seasonal for the most part. As of right now, 1 degree in Fredericton, 4 degrees starting off your day in Charlottetown, 8 in Halifax, 5 in Sydney, and 2 degrees also into St. John's, Newfoundland. We do have snow squall watches in effect for parts of Nova Scotia for this evening until Friday afternoon. Could see up to 10 centimeters within those snow squalls develop, as well as wind gusts of up to 70 kilometers per hour, so visibility could become an issue. Over to the current low-pressure system we're dealing with, bringing snow and rain across much of Atlantic Canada today. Into the afternoon, parts of the Maritime region will transition over to a chance of showers, seeing a bit of reprieve from that precipitation. And then into the evening hours tonight, cooling down. It's going to be a cold night ahead that carries into early Friday morning as well. And we do have flurry activity returning for parts of all 3 maritime provinces. Snow into parts of Labrador, and Newfoundland will be seeing periods of rain into the evening as well. If you're wondering about precipitation totals, at around 2 to 5 millimeters for much of the maritime region, the heaviest being into parts of Cape Breton Island, 10 to 20 millimeters expected for Sydney. And then for Newfoundland, looking at around 2 to 20 millimeters of precipitation as well. Then for our snowfall outlook, remaining quite light for parts of New Brunswick and Nova Scotia at around 1 to 5 centimeters of snow accumulation. Could see 5 to 10 for Campbellton. And then for Newfoundland and Labrador, looking at around 1 to 15 centimeters of snowfall. Over to our forecast today, rain and or snow across New Brunswick. Pretty light wind across the province today with daytime highs between -4 to 5 degrees. Prince Edward Island also seeing rain throughout your day, and then transitions over to flurries into the evening. For Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, looking at highs between 6 to 9 degrees rather. Rain throughout your day transitions over to a wintry mix into the evening. For the rest of Nova Scotia, just a chance of showers today at around a 40 to 60% chance of it happening, and then transitions over to mixed precipitation in our evening. And then for Newfoundland and Labrador, a high of -12 degrees in Labrador City today, a cloudy day ahead. Snow arrives into the evening hours, and then 9 degrees for St. John's, Newfoundland. Rain expected throughout your day. Friday, a cold day yet again. We are going to see flurry activity across much of Atlantic Canada. Into Friday night, we see those flurries begin to clear out for much of the Maritime region. Still going to remain a cold night ahead as we enter into the weekend. We're going to see sunshine for Saturday for much of Atlantic Canada. We do have another winter storm headed our way into Sunday night. That's going to be a coastal low. That's what we're watching for as we enter into next work week. That's a look at your weather forecast. We'll throw things over to Crystal.
We are in Halifax, behind the scenes at Russo Chocolatier. I'm joined by Natalie and Juliette, and we're going to talk about their award-winning chocolates. Congratulations, Natalie. Tell us more.
Thank you. Well, we're very excited because it means a lot to us as a chocolatier in Canada to win this award. Well, it's actually 2 awards. 2 of our chocolates that we submitted to the Academy of Chocolate Awards in London this year both won silver in their categories. And we could not be prouder because we're representing Nova Scotia flavors. So one of the chocolates is the Summer Savory, and which we are now partnered with Hope Blooms. They're going to be growing our Summer Savory for us. And the other is our Lavender Chocolate, which we've been doing for many years, and we already have a long-standing relationship with Seafoam Lavender Farm on the Northumberland coast.
What a celebration of our province. Well, it's like winning an Oscar, really.
It really is, and we're so proud because this year only 2 Canadian chocolatiers won awards, and we are one of them.
Amazing.
Yeah, so very happy.
So, Julia, you must be very proud because you made them.
Yes. Yes, I am. It's always nice to have this recognition when we work really hard with flavor, and it's all about balance with the lavender and the Summer Savory because it's such a special flavor each one. So having this recognition is always nice.
All right, well, we're going to actually create some Christmas chocolates right now.
This year, it's our new product. It's our Nutcracker bar.
Yeah.
Very popular. I try to my best to produce in time.
This is a vat of melted chocolate.
This is the floor is lava, but in chocolate. It's like chocolate everywhere.
I love it.
So what we're going to do, we close it. We shell it. We shake a little bit. We tap for the bubble. We turn.
All right, through the Magic TV, this has beautifully set.
Exact. So what we set, now we're going to put a good amount of our caramel.
That's made in-house too. You make that, right?
Yes, absolutely. And now we're going to put a little bit of sea salt. Some, but not too much.
This one's a little hardy on the sea salt, so that would be for me. Yeah,
perfect.
That's fun. I can see why you like doing this.
Exactly. We clear, so like this, there is no sea salt going inside the machine.
Yeah, okay.
And we do the same, but with the peanut. So the peanut, it's a little bit tricky because we can't put too much because after we're going to push them inside because we don't want any peanuts inside our machine of chocolate.
Right. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's high pressure. Okay. Tell me about how this season has been for you.
Well, the awards has generated so much press and coverage, so we've been swamped with orders. Very much overwhelmed with orders, which is a very good thing. It's a great problem to have. So we've slowed down a little bit with our online orders, and we're restocking as we speak. So everything should be up and running again in a couple of days.
I can't wait. Okay, beautiful. Yeah, that's perfect. You can go to the website and find all the wonderful holiday creations. All right, Julien, what's next? Oh, you pushed it down with that offset spatula.
Exact. So like this, we are make sure there is no peanuts.
Yeah.
And this is done.
Okay.
So now we just close it again to having the top.
This is pure chocolate in there, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, milk chocolate.
Yeah. We have milk chocolate here and dark chocolate.
Oh my gosh, the dark's over there.
How many kilos does this hold again?
When it's full, all the way to the top is 60 kilos.
Wow.
So it's what, 130 pounds?
And this is the good stuff. This is good quality chocolate sourced from around the world. Okay, okay, and that's...
And now we put it in a fridge.
Okay. Okay, twist it like an ice cube and then you flip it like that?
Yeah.
With such bold violence? All right, here we go. Oh my gosh! Whoa!
And here we go.
Hey! Whoa! Okay, they are beautiful. Oh my gosh, JB, can you get the detail? It truly is a nutcracker bar. Wow! Okay, and Natalie gave me permission to crack one open? Okay. Let's put the crack in nutcracker. Here we go.
I want to too.
You want to do one too? Okay. Whoa! Oh my gosh, it's so gooey and beautiful. Wow.
It tastes even better.
Can we try it?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this is the best day.
Breaking your fast with chocolate, maybe, eh?
breakfast.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Oh my gosh.
Good, eh?
Oh, the caramel, the quality of the chocolate.
I know.
Jeez Louise.
I know, so yummy.
Oh my gosh. Enter this in the contest next time. This is incredible.
It's a good idea.
Well, thank you so much. This is a dream come true. So people can visit you at your shop.
Yes, so our beautiful shop is at 5151 South Street in Halifax. We are available online as well, and there's in select retailers across Nova Scotia as well.
Put all the information on our website about Worcester Chocolatier.
The #1 morning show in Halifax. Turk, Megan, and Amateur Alex. And home to the biggest artists. Halifax's #1 hit music station. 101.3 Virgin Radio.
Welcome back. This is a time where we share your answers to the Move Morning Chat. And throughout the morning, we've been talking about the things that when you were a kid, if you had a friend, a present they would receive, and you're like, whoa, they're rich because they have this in their house.
Yeah.
Daryl in our control room just said for him, it was the G.I. Joe aircraft carrier. And Latavia just looked it up during commercial break. That thing was huge.
Massive. I'm like, yeah, I would definitely think that dude's rich.
Like, it's the size of bigger than like a toddler bed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like huge.
Wild.
Yeah.
So you guys had some really fun answers, too. We'll begin with this one. This one's a story. Buckle up. Nicole says, I grew up with a modest middle-class family, but my best friend's family had wealth. One thing I noticed at the middle school age is when we were getting our Christmas formal dress for the Christmas dance at school. I proudly went to discount stores or consignment shops, and my best friend got a new prom dress from a bridal store.
Oh, wow.
Every year. Whoa. We both look like rock stars. But I always was so proud of my clothing finds despite having a bestie with the nicest top-notch clothes.
Wow, I'm sure you still looked great, Nicole.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And Barry, he's saying it's similar to him when friends had brand name clothes.
Yeah. Oh,
that was a sign that they were rich.
Definitely.
Cora Lee from Advocate Harbor says, my childhood friends had the Barbie Winnebago.
Oh.
I thought because they had that, they must be rich.
I had the Barbie Winnebago.
Oh, money
it was
bags
awesome.
over
Yeah, I
here.
guess so. I felt like I was rich when I was a kid, but turns out we were not. But anyway.
Isn't that cool? And Donna, also from our control room, says, when Atari was all the rage, my best friend got the, how do you say this one again?
Oh, ColecoVision.
Coleco.
Wow, I would have said that completely wrong.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, this was the earlier video game systems, little playing Ladybug, Donkey Kong. Oh, yeah, good times.
Oh, you can play Donkey Kong.
That's awesome.
Thing?
Yeah, Ladybug.
Wow, that is super cool.
Oh, yeah.
So thanks to everyone who took the time to send us a text and let us know what they thought. Or, yeah, if you had a rich best friend, we'll have another Move Morning Chat tomorrow. That's always fun.
We love the Move Morning Chat because we get to talk to you, find out about your lives.
Yeah, we love it. And we hope you tune into the Friday edition of Your Morning Atlantic because we're going to be live from the Move Toy Drive. That will be from the Canadian Tire in Bears Lake in Halifax. That's going to be so much fun.
Yeah, we're going to have holiday hosting tips, author Joe Hill, and Katie will be here with entertainment. Busy Friday show.
Katie's been very busy. It's not that entertainment segment has changed or it's gone. It's just been, she's been so busy with other segments and filling in on CTV News at 5. We just haven't been able to snag her.
Yeah, excited to have her in.
We are, yeah.
And there's so much entertainment news to talk about.
Oh my gosh. Well, we'll definitely have the latest on the weather too because it's been a bit of a roller coaster ride for you all week. Just weather here, weather there. Another Alberta Clipper. By the way, if I had to go out for nice little drinks with a storm, the Alberta Clipper would be the one I'd want to take. They sound like fun.
Finally moving out, but we have lots more weather on the way. Just be prepared. Tonight's cold. Tomorrow will be as well.
That's great.
Have a great day.
Great.
See you at 6 a.m. Friday morning.
Bye.